Well, the first public comment is not related to these.
Right. Okay, call to order the meeting of the Greater Boca Raton Beach and Park District on February 17th. Roll call.
Commissioner Ernst will be a few minutes late this evening. Commissioner Engel?
Here.
Commissioner Rollins is absent this evening. Commissioner Vogelsang? Here. And Commissioner Wright?
Here.
Silence the phones.
Please silence your phones. Commissioner Rollins is absent tonight, and we wish him well, and our thoughts are with him. So, and Craig will be here shortly. Any changes to the agenda tonight? Nope. Opening the floor to public requests that are not applicable to the presentations tonight. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and your address.
Hello, Commissioners. Robert Duquette, 5351 Northwest 3rd Terrace. As is often the case, I'm here to talk about North Park and remind you that your own glowing Miller Lake planners did an extensive survey. They used 8 different criteria that I think all of you are very happy about. The top 5 things that were recommended in your ranking system were trails, which I know you have planned. Golf was number 2. A nature preserve was number 3. You had golf training was number 4. Open green space, and then a community center. Number 17 was a dog park. Number 18 was a pickleball. So again, these are things that hopefully when you go to do another RFP, you have an RFP that will include these items that you've already categorized as your priorities for North Park. Also, one of the things that I think that is important is transparency. And so far, to my knowledge, the residents in the Boca Chica condos who are near one of your proposed sites for the skate park have not been contacted by anybody at the Beach and Park District. So I would hope that you would have some type of communication with those people so that they will know that if that's what your plan is, that you will know, they'll know that you are planning on potentially building a skate park near them. Thank you.
Excuse me, Madam Chair. Robert, I'd like to address that. I mean, I just walked in here, but I take great exception to that. You know, you're asking us to be, you're saying we're not transparent. This has gone on for years, and we've talked about all the things they're trying to do out there, a significant investment into North Park. Okay.
And here is your own
Robert,
things that you have prioritized.
Please stop. As you spoke, I'm giving you some feedback. And my feedback is we are the most transparent organization that you could possibly do. And you're calling us and saying us, we're not transparent. I think that's terrible.
You're not following your own people and your own glowing recommendation that you're
Robert, since it's not a debate. Okay, I'm telling you that we have put a lot of thought into it. We have these public meetings. We give a lot of feedback to people. We give you the opportunity to feedback. We give opportunity for all the residents of Boca Chica to come there, as well as the public. And we're trying to do something for the greater good of the community. And we are transparent.
Has anybody contacted?
I'm not debating you, Robert. I don't want to debate you. I appreciate it, but I'm telling you, I take great exception to anyone who says, can come to that podium and say, we're not transparent. Are you kidding? You should try to go get elected then if that's you think that that's a great thing. Okay, because that is simply not true.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Going to be presenting a a resolution by our condo board, all right? It
Oh.
was signed,
Please state your name and. your
oh,
address.
sure, you got me on that one. 5500 Northwest Second Avenue, Michael Schneider. Okay, condo 3. Our president has signed the resolution, which I'll submit to you, and you put in the minutes, all right? Basically, I'll give you the original, you stamp the copy, I'll give it back to the president, okay? Basically, what this says is this: a resolution of the Boca Chica 3 Condo Board at 5500 and 5700 Northwest Second Avenue, Boca Raton, Florida, 33487. Whereas the Board of Directors seeks to protect and enhance the quality of life of our Boca Chica 3 residents. Be it resolved, and regarding the development of the adjacent North Park property by the Beach and Park District, we hereby, 1, oppose all incompatible development on all North Park property, including a skate park and a Boys and Girls Club. 2, support the development of a golf course to provide preservation of green space and provide recreational amenities consistent with the historical use of the property. 3, support the implementation of security measures to ensure the safety of the residents of the Boca Chica community. 4, support the development of a community center to replace the social center that was located at the southeast corner of Northwest Second Avenue and Jeffrey Street, and including meeting rooms and social activities. 5, support the affordable recreational amenities to be developed that is consistent without private funding using long-term lease or concession agreements. This was signed by Joseph King, our president. He came to one of the meetings a few weeks ago, but he couldn't deliver it himself, so I'm delivering it for him, all right? And there's one thing on the skate park, I mean, you could, on Spanish River, it's an event to make a right-hand turn from 3:30 to 4:30. Think of a little imaginary Gloria and Johnny. You could put the skate park there. You could put the skateboard in a locker, all right? And because the parents would thank you there, because it takes like an hour to pick up your kid. By having the skate park there, they would love you for it. They'd even name the park after you, the skate park after you, all right? That's about it. Thank you for your time, and I'll submit it to the people there.
Thank you.
For the minutes.
It will be recorded.
Yeah, I'll give it to them.
Yep. Just, and for your information, Don Estridge, the school that's at Spanish River,
You can just stand the copy.
will do, but the school does not have lockers, so there is no place to put skateboards, just FYI. We're not stamping it, apparently. We'll put it in the minutes as it was read.
Not the minutes.
Yes, please.
Huh?
Doesn't go into minutes. It's public comment.
It'll be
Yeah.
recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
already recorded.
That photocopy.
Okay.
I'll go around.
Thank you. Anybody else?
My name is Harold Chaffee, 6200 Northwest Second Avenue. I'm the president of Keep Out in Boca. Maybe I'm confused. I haven't been to a couple of the meetings. And I thought that, oh, by the way, happy Valentine's Day and President's Day or whatever. I'm surprised you people are off. Anyway, it did I didn't know when we rejected or put to the RFPs to rest that we're still working on the Boys and Girls Club. I was doing the agenda and I read on basically that they were asking for an update on it. I didn't know we were still going with going forward with that. I thought everything was just put on a hold.
All the proposals on the west side were rejected. We're still doing a report on the Boys and Girls Club. Nothing's concrete on it, but we are moving forward with that one still.
Okay, why, I think it's a great organization, but it's not open to the public, is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they actually have spaces available for the public, like the program is there during the daytime after school hours, but they have rooms available. Like that's all part of the negotiation that we would have with them to make sure that there is some public use of the facility.
Okay, because I remember when they were here, they said that it's not open to the public. If
Well,
the Beach and
not
Parks-
during the hours that they have their services for aftercare. Yes.
All right, just curious, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Public comment? No? Okay. We will close public requests and do approval of the minutes of the previous board meeting held on February 2nd.
Move to approve?
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
And Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, moving on to regular business. Item number 1, the presentations and ranking of the multi-use rink cover bid proposals. Brian.
Commissioners, at last meeting, you all wanted to invite every proposer back in to do their presentations. Our first presenter tonight is Butters Construction. Who do we have here from Butters? Hi, guys. We should have your, we did ask as a professional courtesy that the other proposers leave the room so that they can present in a closed way to the board. I know, it's, they have, everybody knows they have 10 minutes to present and the Q&A is unlimited with the board, but it won't be an hour long, so. And that's everybody, okay.
That's everyone.
All right.
3 lucky
It's a typical.
listeners.
All right, so Butters Construction gave us 2 proposals. They gave a proposal of a metal roof as well as a proprietary material cover. So they have 10 minutes to present on both of those, and then we'll do Q&A.
I have Andrew here with me. We're here to present our proposals to you. We have a slideshow to show you and hopefully answer all your questions that you actually brought up last time. So if we just move.
There's a controller.
Oh, can I use this? Oh, cool.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, he should be fine. That was fine.
Oh, that was
So-
Brian. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so this just, we take it seriously. We've probably done more recreational facilities in the city of Boca than anyone else to date. Butters Construction, we're a 36-year-old firm. We have bond capacity of $100 million, well capitalized. It's a lot of little points here. I don't know if we have to go through everyone, so we get through this pretty quickly. But locally, we've done the Boca Ice. Thank you. Works, good. Okay, locally, we've done the Boca Ice Skating Rink off of Congress. We've also done Boca Paddle. We've done the Yeshiva High School. We've done another padel court in Fort Lauderdale recently. We feel that our proposal meets all the right criteria that you guys outlined, and we think we are probably the most knowledgeable contractor here in the city. Our first option was with a metal roof structure. It has a 10-year warranty, and it will take us approximately 8 months to build. We have the outline here, which I believe you guys have on your proposal anyways. I'll just move ahead. This is what the facility would look like with the metal roof. We think it's nice, it's attractive, and it's user-friendly. Inside, clear space, to use it for basketball, all the criteria that you guys set forth. Some layouts, some additional site plan options. Option number 2, we wanted to use a canopy option because it was a little of a VE option, a little bit cheaper. I just want to pass this around. This is the actual roof material that we would be using.
If I may, just a quick question while I have this in my hand.
Absolutely.
This is the PVC covering for the steel. For the
No,
metal.
no, the steel is actually a metal Kinar finish roof. That is for the canopy option number 2.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate the question. This is the budget for the option number 2. The option number 2 is significantly less than option number 1. But it's pretty much the same type of look and same type of features. You can't, if you went back and forth, you'd see that has more of a clean kind of atmosphere. It's kind of see-through, whereas the metal roof is completely solid. And it looks really nice at night, by the way. We have the same facility we have in Fort Lauderdale right now, and it looks amazing at night. Here's just a couple layouts. Some general information was one of the metal roof project cost 4.4 million. The one with the canopy roof was 3.8. They both take about the same type amount of time to build it. The canopy one actually has a 25-year warranty on it, whereas the metal one has a 10-year warranty. Our project timeline, we expect to be able to do the project 8 months from permitting. We think the permit process will take us approximately 3 months. The Experience of Butters team, Malcolm, my brother, and myself are both local to the city of Boca. We both live in the city. We've both been doing work here within the city for the last 35 years. So these are some of the facilities that we spoke about previously. The Boca Ice Facility, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, the ice skating rink right off of Congress. We did that one. The Boca Paddle that we're actually presently being built, and it just was tilted last month, which is scheduled to be completed in September. The Sheck Hillel High School in North Miami Beach and the Yeshiva High School in Boca. This is our team that we're planning to use. TNT Design is a local designer down here. Bonnie Mescal is an attorney. Linda Allard is local to this area. KCI is Fort Lauderdale. And Joel Middlebrook is local to Boca. And these were some of the questions that we saw you guys handed to us, and we're trying to go through them. And you could probably go through them a little slower. Mister, do you want to go through the numbers?
Yeah, basically they're all long span buildings. The difference is the canopy system versus the metal building system from the canopy. You can see that the per square foot of the structure is different. It's about half the cost. And those vinyl strips that you guys saw, those are all come in sections. So should one tear, rip, or whatever happens, each one is individually easily changeable. Other than that, everything else with the electrical and the site, it's all roughly the same. The foundations are the same. It's basically the structure is the difference in the costs. So
yeah, one of the concerns we heard from the board was price escalations. We could lock this in for next 2 years, these prices, so we're not worried about any escalation in pricing.
Wait a minute, can you go back there?
Absolutely, I think so. There you go.
So price escalation, you're not worried, that's NA means not.
Not applicable, because we could lock it in for 2 years.
Okay, permitting, you're thinking 2 to 4 months.
Yep.
Unknown site conditions.
We know the pretty site. We know Sugar Sand Park pretty well, so we put NA because we know the whole area.
Okay, and then the allowance and contingencies.
We didn't put any contingency in because we're doing a project as a design build, we don't worry about our contingencies. If the city or the county wanted to put its contingency for their own soft costs, that's up to them. But as a building requirement, we don't need them.
Did you assume that all the dasher boards around the thing are new and replaced?
I am that all the dasher boards, all the fencing, all the bleachers will all be new.
Okay.
Keep asking. It's easy.
Oh, I got questions. Keep on going.
All right. The value engineering, we actually gave you the 2 options. So we don't have much more value engineering to present. Basically, the one option was the metal roof. The value engineering option was the canopy.
So on the metal roof, has that got any kind of PDF or PVDF roof coating on it? Or is it
It's all powder coated. It's corrugated and powder coated on top.
24 gauge?
20 or 24.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we'll have to confirm that. Okay. And that comes with a 35-year warranty or a 25-year warranty? The metal roof?
The metal was 10.
I believe it was
It's
10.
10-year for the metal roof.
Yeah, the fabric canopy had the full 25.
Why is that different?
I'm not sure, and it could be something we can negotiate with the manufacturer.
We could get an extension of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it actually says it in one of these things. This is the same thing we just went over with the materials. Both options, the metal roof one had wind loads of 175 miles an hour design, and the canopy has 167 mile an hour.
So in your assumption, I don't know the fabric roof is good for 25 years, but obviously we live in a hurricane area and it's going to be replaced. Do we get an extra one of these things that comes with it, or what happens when
No,
we?
it is designed for uplift for 164, 167 miles an hour. What it's not rated for is sheer, if a piece of shard of steel runs right through it, it's gonna cut through, but that's why they come in strips. So should something tear through one of the sleeves, they're about 2 to 3 feet long, you just replace that one strip.
Like they did in Tampa, right?
What happened in Tampa?
The storm took the whole stadium out.
This is designed for uplift, for
Okay.
that.
Well, if it takes the whole stadium, we'll be placing the whole stadium. Mainly. So I have a question about the strips. How are they like layered from the top down?
Yes,
Is that
and
how?
they're tensioned from the outside.
Okay,
So that they're laid in strips and they're tensioned from the outside of the building.
okay,
And like I said, they're about 2 to 3 feet long each strip.
okay. And so that keeps the rain from,
Yeah, it's
Coming
completely
in.
sealed. There's no leakage.
Yeah, they're actually sealed off, they're off the tension, plus there's some fabric that overlap and
right,
they're heat sealed, so.
okay.
Have
And
you used
how-
this before?
Yes, we have.
How about the retention of heat with the metal roof versus the fabric?
So both are white, so they should reflect.
Mhm.
Metal tends to hold heat, fabric doesn't. So my limited expertise would say the fabric's the way to go to prevent heat.
Mhm.
Metal tends to hold the heat, whether it's white or any other color. You might need to put insulation if it gets too hot, so.
Okay,
fabric's
so
the way
right
to-
now there is no insulation planned for the metal roof
For the
building.
metal roof, if we can, it's not a big cost.
Yeah.
For R10.
Yeah, because it's an open structure, we didn't think it was applicable. There's sound insulation for the rain stuff, but not actual insulation for any type of heat loads.
Okay, so the insulation can be done at a later date.
Yeah.
At any
underneath.
time, yeah, there's
Yeah.
purlins that it can be attached to,
Gotcha.
should the need
Okay.
be there, yeah.
The type of adhesive you use to, in the heat sealing process. Is this a strict heat sealing process or is there,
Adhesive,
yeah,
there's no adhesive.
Well, there's a heat, there's the heat that they do the laps with, isn't there?
yeah.
No, there's no adhesive, everything's by tension.
Oh, all
So
right.
everything-
The other way then. Okay.
Everything is tension.
Everything said, there's no glue, there's no
There's no
adhesive.
glue at any,
There's
at
nothing
any
to-
point in the roof.
There's nothing to have this thing buckle or flip up, there's no glue holding, everything's tension. The whole thing slides into slots, basically, it's tension from the bottom.
Okay, so it'd be
I can
like
give
a
you,
wraparound type of thing.
it's not a full wraparound, they're all strips. They're all
Right,
Strips between
well,
purlins,
When
Yeah.
you take one strip and it goes up one side
up
and
and down
down
and
the
over,
other,
it's on one
and
side,
it's held by stanchions on either side.
from one end to the other, yes.
Okay.
There's no break.
So going back to Aaron's question about the airflow and everything like that. And I'm sure it's in your document, but I'd appreciate if you could let us know. What is the tallest point, from the roof? I'm sure, I'm just at the point of the roof to the base. What is that tallest point? And then from the outside, what is that tallest point? Because your picture looks like it's very high up, which is different than others.
Yeah.
And I can understand that might give a better flow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of important assumption for us to say, what do we want? There it is. So 29 feet and
45.7,
I'm sorry, what is it?
45 feet, 7 inches.
That's for option 2.
Yeah,
Option 2 for the canopy.
For all of them, right? They're all
Yeah.
the same height. So it's 29 at the low point and
25.9 at the low point, 45 at the high point.
Got it.
Yeah, I think the 25 is based upon where you're gonna put hoops. There's a certain criteria you need to meet the hoop when you're throwing a basketball, so you need the clearance between the hoop and the top of the hurl.
And all that can be adjusted higher if needed, once all the hoop dimensions are figured out and all that, so. Or if higher or shorter is required.
The price changes if I go higher?
Not much.
Okay. No, it's good to know.
It would all
because
fall in
We
that.
want to compare to make sure we have it right.
You will have a usable facility. Yeah.
Right.
let's see. Build. I'm just trying to see if there's any other things.
Who-
Brianne's got a quick question.
On the fabric or the canopy, it's proprietary material, and we've had this issue with some, like our carousel's proprietary, so we can only get the parts from the manufacturer. It takes a very long time. If something were to happen, is this a lengthy time to get this replaced?
It's this, they stock these products, so it's made to order on the actual structure, but the fabric is just cut to size. It's whatever size.
Have you had to replace any at any of your,
We have
Not
not,
at this point. No.
so we don't know?
knock on wood.
Okay, thank you.
On the coating and finishes, I assume that's on the metal beams.
Yep.
Um, do you have a manufacturer's warranty on that? And is there, I mean, I've known from like at the YMCA, they have a slide thing that is right in the salt water. The chlorine just eats it alive. So you
Right,
have to
so
have
we
proper.
actually finished the frames here, and they
Okay.
have an 8-year on the coatings themselves.
Is that your warranty or is that the manufacturer's?
That's the
warranty?
actual manufacturer of the epoxy.
Of the
warranty.
epoxy?
Yep.
Who is the manufacturer of the metal framing? Just out of curiosity.
Legacy or.
The manufacturer of the
The
actual.
frame, the structure. You're not doing that. That's someone else is doing that.
No, so it'd be Legacy would be the canopy structure one.
The other one's fabricated.
I'm
and the other one's
talking about the frame, the metal,
We
Yeah,
fab,
the
we,
long span beams.
the structure, yes.
Yeah.
the
yeah,
beams.
we have it fabricated.
You're fabricating it.
We'll have a company fabricate it for us.
That's what I'm asking. Who is that and do they warranty it?
You
So
mean like
Legacy would be responsible for the canopy system. That's the name of the company. And then the other one would be by our steel subcontractor.
Probably D&D Welding,
Right.
then,
They're
which is
the
a
ones that
local
will-
contractor.
They'll fabricate everything.
Okay.
All right, and then there's a warranty for the floors. Obviously, it's 1 year and 10-year on the equipment. We also have the big ass fans or the high velocity fans inside, and they come with a 10-year warranty also. Let's see. There's a question about risk mitigation, which we think we accounted for all risks involved. I don't think we have to worry about too much. We have a really good team that's very knowledgeable about the site and the city of Boca. This goes back through the wind speeds, which we talked about before. Obviously, the metal roof is 175, the canopy was 167. One of the questions were about the drainage of the site and stuff. So both structures are being sloped to the sides, going into a gutter system, being downspouted into the underground drainage system. So there'll be no on-site water generated from the actual building itself.
So you'll have downspouts and gutters.
They'll be downspouts gutter and they'll be tied into an underground drainage system. Yeah, we all hate running around and having rain fall on top of us and then there's puddles and stuff. Let's see, this was again, one of the questions you guys had about the risk mitigation. Cost sensitivity, like we said, we could lock everything in for 2 years, so we're not worried about any cost escalations or anything. And that's the end. And if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer more questions.
Is there any reason why you didn't give us that sooner? That's kind of valuable information to see. I mean,
Which
just seeing it
information
now,
are you talking about?
all of it, the presentation with the,
Thought
We-
we sent
we-
that on Friday.
They asked for it on Friday, we sent it to you on Friday.
okay. Oh, okay. Oh, we just like, I'd like, for me, I'd like to see it, to review it. So, yeah,
That presentation's Friday, we were closed Mondays, I apologize, but
that's okay.
we'll get them all out to
Yeah,
everybody.
if you want to, I can have a hard copy drop off to your office tomorrow.
We
Oh,
have,
no, it all goes through Brian.
we have them.
Okay.
Send it.
Okay.
I do have a question. Mark, we have had some issues in this building ongoing that could have been avoided by the contractor. The downstairs locker rooms had issues. The AC housing outside had issues and now our floor is buckling. So that's several, the building's 7 years old. Are we going to run into problems in 7 years and everybody's going to say, well, not my problem?
So I wish I could with 100% say no, but I can tell you Butters Construction been in business for 38 years. Never been sued, never been in a courtroom, never had an owner that wasn't happy with our resolutions. Everything we've ever done has been up and above board. If you came to me 7 years from now and said, hey, we're buckling, we'd go investigate it, we'd go find out why it was buckling. If it was something that we did perhaps, or something that we didn't do perhaps, we would take care of it automatically, so. It's the way you keep your customers happy.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very
Very
much.
good. I
We
appreciate
appreciate
the
it.
time. Thank you. Thank you.
There will be question and answer from the public after everybody's finished. So you're welcome to stay if you'd like to be a part of that. All right. Thank you.
I do want to clarify that for the Q&A, they were asked to either fill it out or put it in their presentation. We did ask for presentations to be delivered by Friday. I will say RDC did not deliver us their presentation until tonight at 5 p.m. So if it's in their presentation, we did not have any information until at 5. Obviously haven't seen it, so not aware of it. And then Shift Construction sent it separately
Today.
No.
in an email, and it's in your folder. They sent, they responded to all the Q&A separately.
Yeah.
I forwarded that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I didn't get Butters at all.
No, Butters, we just got Friday. We'll forward out their presentation because they included it in there. But I'm telling you, RDC only gave us their presentation at 5 tonight. So if it's in there, we did not know about that.
We got shifts. When did they give you your?
Just today, we forwarded it as soon as we got it, the Q&A.
Okay. Shift.
We don't have a full 10, but I'll run it here and then we'll run it down from up there.
Oh, is this the remote?
Yeah, there's also a handheld microphone up there if you prefer those.
First slide. Okay, sorry. Good evening, commissioners, board members and public. It is duly a pleasure to be here with you tonight. My name is Justin Shipp and I'm president of Shift Construction Development. With me here tonight is our core member, our team members. We got Kurt Bennett, who would be the lead architect and project manager. We have Graham Eagleson, he is the site superintendent. Jacob Pfeffer, he will be the director of technology, and Jacob Schiff, the assistant project manager. What you're seeing in these renderings today is not simply an accessory canopy, but a complete transformation of the existing rink into a true destination athletic venue for the district, which we believe reflects your original design intent, which you initially put out. If there's one takeaway that you can take away from tonight's presentation, it is this: our pricing and our design intent are aligned to deliver an aesthetically compelling, high-quality destination facility for the community that you will be proud of for years to come. Just a little bit about us. We've been serving municipalities since 2005. I think I've worked for nearly every municipality in South Florida and many throughout the region. We specialize in signature sports, recreation, and community facilities. We are a truly integrated, vertically integrated construction firm. We do in-house construction and design. Kurt, like I said, is a licensed architect. He's been with me for almost 15 years. He will serve as both the lead architect and the project manager. And our experience is that having in-house design services not only provides a more efficient design process, but also lower soft costs, leaving more dollars for what we call bricks and sticks. Just a few notable projects. DC Alexander Park at the top left, which was a signature project we did on A1A for CFO Lauderdale, with a very distinct kind of building with a 25-foot overlook structure. Below on the left corner was a recent design build project we did for the city of Deerfield Beach, which was an active aging facility, as well as a smaller Bezos Academy for preschoolers. Upper right, the Miramar Pinelands for Broward County, which was built in a very similar setting as Sugar Sam.
And of course, your facility right here, Patrick Park, that we were very fortunate to have just finished for you. And I'd just like to point out, Graham Eagleson is the one that was our site superintendent who built that facility. When the district issued the initial solicitation, we prepared an estimate. Next, please. We prepared our estimate based upon the drawings developed by KCI. As we moved through the estimating process, we quickly figured out it was going to be probably double what I think your initial estimate was. Several elements were significant cost drivers, including the type of structural steel structure, epoxy coated rebar, for example, as well as decorative ceiling and fascia cladding, which contribute to almost about another $5 million in added cost to the project. We understood this, obviously, the district made the decision to reject the bids and put it out as a design build solicitation. Our objective was to take those minimum requirements and preserve as much of the original design intent as possible. As you'll see in the renderings and upcoming slides, we've introduced additional scope and enhancements that we believe will maintain the project's character and functionality, even as higher cost elements like cladding were removed. Kurt.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kurt Bennett, Florida licensed architect, senior project manager for Shift Construction and Development. The performance and longevity of a building begins with the foundation and the structure. Although this site is located outside the high velocity hurricane zone, we have future hurricane-proof the facility by engineering the structure to withstand 170 mile/hour winds, providing resilience against increasingly extreme weather conditions. Excuse me. After the foundation and structure, the next crucial component is the building's envelope and the exterior skin. Here we want to highlight the intentional design strategies we use to simplify the structure while remaining fully aligned with the original RFP. This approach preserves the design integrity while creating opportunities to explore value-engineered solution without compromising performance. The roof assembly, the first line item you see in our spreadsheet on screen, is built from insulated 24-gauge panels with a high-performance coating that delivers exceptional durability, weather resistance, long-term protection against the elements, which will allow us to provide a 35-year finish warranty. To eliminate unforeseen conditions and reduce potential for future changes, change orders, or repairs, our scope includes complete replacement of all dashboard frames. Additionally, instead of chain link fence originally planned above the dashboards, we are providing full height acrylic shielding, which enhances both safety and visibility. Internal systems, the bleachers, sports equipment, electrical and mechanical systems are critical with the long-term performance of the building, which is also outlined in the RFP. And we have fully incorporated it into our scope. Excuse me. Beyond the original canopy and site lighting requirements, our scope includes a lightning detection system, live stream video, and an LED scoreboard. Landscape and tree disposition, as outlined in the original RFP, has been maintained. To complement the streamlined building structure, column bases are stone clad with integrated accent lighting, which will enhance the durability and visual appeal. In summary, we are providing a fully coordinated turnkey design build solution that preserves the original intent, delivers long-term performance, and maintains the flexibility to evaluate and implement value-engineered alternatives. On the next slide, you'll see a few premium features included in our scope. You see the column up lighting, the original rink lighting, the motorized basketball mast. We had explained the LED scoreboard, which is not a part of the original RFP. We have the bike racks as well. You see the acrylic dashboards, the full height acrylic shielding, and not the chain link fence as being proposed. I turn it over to Jacob.
Thank you, Kurt. Good evening. My name is Jacob Pfeffer. I'm the resident nerd at Shift Construction, also known as Director of Technology. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about how we leverage technology in order to make our process more efficient and transparent. We use Procore, which is the industry standard at this point, but leader in cloud-based construction management software. What that provides is a level of transparency and full communication, not just within our internal team, but also with our stakeholders, RFIs, submittals, drawings, all the as-built records, everything is there at your leisure. What we've done, though, to take things to the next level is in the last couple of years, we've introduced an in-house drone program and an in-house ground capture program. So what this does is with the drone software that we have, and we can fly that drone as needed once a week, once every day if we want. We have in-house pilots. For example, at PC Alexander Park, which is a very complicated site plan, we're able to not just take pictures with a drone for pretty purposes for your marketing, which we can provide, but at the same time, we're able to overlay the actual construction drawings on the site and see where we are in terms of quality control as we're progressing through the project. This allows us to have granular measurements up to less than sub-inch accuracy. Furthermore, our ground capture will allow you to basically peel behind the history of your site. So we capture it at the ground level and it's contextual to the drawing. So you can put your pin on the drawing and say, what did this look like before they backfilled it? You could see where your underground structures are. All these things that allow us to basically maintain quality control and also hand that over to you at the closeout for your facilities to have for a future record. I'll pass this over now to Justin.
Thank you, Jacob. Dedicated team, proven results. We don't really consider ourselves a team. We're a family. The average tenure in our company is over 10 years. We've been together for 15, some of us almost 20 years together. So, and I think you'll see that in the quality of our projects and the way we communicate with ourselves and use the client. We're going to have a dedicated project management team. Graham lives in Boca, 10 minutes from here. So that's great. Jacob, you go to the last slide, please. Why Schiff? Again, we have extensive South Florida Park experience. We do a lot of work with Boca Raton Building Department. Mike DiNarcio, I know him very well. We're very good with the city. We do a lot of work there. We're a fully integrated design build team. Obviously, hurricane resilient. We're providing a lot of premium inclusions that we think that will, like I said, make this a destination facility, not just necessary a canopy over a rink. And I think your community and your residents will appreciate, I think, what we can create for you. And with that, thank you, and we're open for any questions.
Thank you very much. Very good presentation. Thank you. Steve, go ahead.
Yes, so first of all, you guys did a fantastic job on Patch Reef.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I'm still hearing compliments, so if compliments come to me. You guys did the heavy lifting, so thank you.
Graham and Jacob did it, but thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah. No, don't worry about it. I'll move. Okay. I get too comfortable up here. And one of the one of the responses on the sheet that you gave us in response to the questions we had, you were talking about if you remove the coating from the outside of the roof, it would reduce the length of the warranty. So originally, and correct me if I'm wrong, you had a 35-year warranty with the coating.
Yes, sir.
25-year without the coating. It would be a different coating, but not as protective as the original one. So it would still have the same hurricane resistance. You said 170 miles per hour, about the speed I drive.
You and my wife both.
And overall, it would be warranted against all damage.
Oh, yes, sir.
In addition to hurricane damage.
Yes, sir. 100%.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that was my question. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You know how you go out and you see a car and you say, oh my God, that's the car I want.
Mm-hmm.
I just love all the finishes that you have provided and the look. But I'm concerned that it went over our 4.5 a little bit. Is there somewhere other than like taking away the bleachers? I think the bleachers are a great idea. Is there somewhere we can cut some costs without compromising the look?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of options. Like I said, we could definitely work with your staff to get there. I think, the key is to provide, in our mind, when we first saw it. So, we had the benefit of submitting, I think, for the first bid. So we knew what the initial drawings that were done by KCI and Peacock Architects, and they were stunning. They were beautiful. And so we knew initially what you had wanted to get. So it was important for us that when we came up with a design build concept to kind of give you some aesthetics to kind of help keep that initial intent, but we absolutely get to 4.5 million. Scoreboards, we can value engineer scoreboards. We can, like you said, the bleachers for sure.
But
The
we need
lighting
bleachers.
package.
We need the bleachers.
Yeah. I mean, our lighting package, just so you understand, I mean, our lighting package, is almost like $350,000. I mean, that was a major cost component from your original design. So that's a big package. We could provide different type of lighting that are still LED that provide you wonderful coverage, that gives you the same effect. But we want to provide you the lights that were in the initial design, but we can surely work with your staff and giving you something that's just as good to get to your budget. Absolutely.
I think another large point about engineering, the dasher
Yep.
boards.
You gotta speak into the microphone.
I think another large area of value engineering could be the dasher boards. I think design wise, we want to keep the acrylic shielding and not change it to chain link. But what we provided in our base bid was was by Everything Ice at the Titan series level, which is the highest finish level that they provide per the original project RFP. And so they have from the same manufacturer lower level finishes that look very similar, or we could even look at alternative manufacturers.
Okay. So with your columns, the steel columns, how deep do they go
You mean the depth of them?
into the ground?
Oh gosh, it hasn't been fully designed, but I'm guessing they're probably going to be at least 3-4 feet below grade. We're going to have each one of these. Excuse me for coming over here. Each one of these columns is probably going to have a footer, probably almost 6 foot by 6 foot, massive footers to create, for uplift. So those columns will be probably 3 feet below ground.
What is code?
Whatever the engineer designs, they calculate the square footage of the thing. They create uplift, the whole, I'm not an engineer, but they calculate all the uplift and they tell us what size the footers have to be. And we consult with engineers saying, hey, we know we don't have the project, but can you kind of give me an idea of what kind of footers we're going to need? Because obviously we have to price that to give to you. So, but ultimately we'll be responsible for that.
And then with those columns, do they rust?
No, one more thing. No, they won't. We're also, one thing we should have touched on is all of our exposed steel will have a marine grade coating. So it will not rust. I mean, ever. I mean, not for 20 years or so, whatever, but we're planning to use a marine grade coating for all your exposed steel.
Do they have to be recoated periodically?
No, just cleaned. I mean, once in a while you clean them, but it's a high build, coating that's made to withstand South Florida. I mean, we like the project we did at DC Alexandria Park that was literally on the ocean. That's the kind of process we did, and you're obviously much farther west, so you're not going to have an issue with the coating that we're going to propose. And all this stuff will be presented to you or your staff. You can see what we're planning on using.
Okay. Question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is there I'm just looking at it visually. Does the roof overhang
It does.
a good amount?
It does. It will overhang the sidewalk. The sidewalk will be covered.
Okay.
It will, yeah. You
Okay.
don't see it necessarily in the drawing, in the picture, but the overhang will cover your side. So your sidewalk will be covered all the way around.
Okay, and I didn't see, is there an overhang to the entryway and any seating area, or no, that was extra?
Those were both bid alternates.
Okay,
On the proposal.
right.
But as you'll see these measurements here.
Yeah,
Would be the measurements that include covering a 6-foot walkway around the entire rink
okay, so we'd have to look into that to see if we can include that in our,
for the entry.
Yeah.
And pavilion. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a bid alternate.
okay. And my other question is, there was no fans included in the design. And I'm just a little bit concerned with the air circulation included with the I guess it's plexiglass or whatever it is. So Is that something that can be included as well?
It is included and we neglected that should have been on our form. We're including the big ass fans. Excuse me, that's literally the name of the company.
Yes.
That's literally the name of the company, but we are including the original big ass fans in this facility.
Okay,
And
so it's included in
it
your
is included
price.
in that price. It
Okay.
is. And just to your point about value engineering, Commissioner, big ass fans is kind of like I don't know,
The only
Mercedes
difference.
is the word or whatever you want to use, but there are other very good products out there that do exactly the same thing, have the exact same velocity, that are substantially cheaper than big ass fans. But you know, that's something that we can explore to help reduce costs to get you to whatever number you need to be at.
Okay. Craig?
Sure. Can you go back to that dimension part of the drawing? And I just want to confirm the highest point and the lowest point on the outside there.
So the highest point of the structure to the top of the roof structure is 32'5" and 5/16.
32'5"?
32'5",
Okay.
correct.
And then the lowest point on the outside walls or?
Well, the lowest point where the structural columns taper up before they transition into the beams are 17'7".
17'7". And do you think that that is going to be sufficient for basketball, you know, inside there?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I saw two different pictures on the roof structure inside. You had, looked like a netting in there or it's open on the picture. Which one is it?
It's the inside. We're proposing also to have a bird netting in here because we've done similar structures and we've done a lot of work at the courthouse where they've had a lot of areas where they become accessible to birds. And so we're including whether it be a bird net covering the entire structure or incorporating bird netting on all the horizontal surfaces on all the beams. Because if we don't put some kind of turn up there, you will have nests up there very soon. And so we want to incorporate that into the project.
So it's in there or it's out of there?
It's in there. It's in the project. Yes, sir.
So
The
it's
cost
in-
isn't, the cost is included.
Cost is for the netting is in there. So there's
Yes,
some
sir.
add-ons to this that are in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Enhancements. Yes, sir.
And so, you gave us this document tonight, I take it, or?
The one with the red text?
Yeah.
That was emailed over.
Oh, this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So look, very detailed. I do appreciate the detail. We just got to kind of absorb all the things we're getting.
Yes, sir.
Very transparent.
No, but yeah, you got my message on transparency, huh? So, no, I love it. I think it's really good. But it goes back to the question there. Just want to make sure the dimensions of it, we're looking at, they're pictures. So I'm just trying to make sure we cover the outside.
Yes,
And
sir.
we
Yes, sir.
we need to kind of make sure we know that dimension and compare
Yeah.
apples to apples with
Yes, sir.
everyone.
Your sidewalk, your canopy will absolutely cover 6-foot perimeter sidewalk.
Let me ask you a related question to the height. I mean, first of all, I'm not a basketball player. I'm not a pickleball player. So I really can't tell you if what the height is needed, but you know, others have higher heights.
Yeah.
Is that something that you could do or do we need? I don't know.
We could, but our pre-engineered metal building manufacturer who does a lot of, and by the way, he's also the manufacturer who did your courts over at I think it was Patch Reef, same company. This is what they do all day long. They said that's the appropriate structure for this intent. I mean, it could absolutely be taller. It would just add additional costs. What that would be, I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah.
What is something for us to just kind of figure out
Yeah.
the overall dimension of this thing to make sure we're on what makes it, what we need to have. And I don't know the answer to that. Okay.
It's a 20-foot clearance over basketball. You
So
need 20 feet
20 foot
over the nets.
So they're at 17.7
That's
on the
on-
outside.
Yeah, on the outside, but as that tapers up 20 feet where the nets are.
It's much
you
higher
really
in the
need to
middle.
be 20 feet up.
It's much higher in the middle.
That's
Correct.
required.
32, right, okay.
Nets are.
Compared to others though that were out
Like
there.
here's like 22 right here. Here's like 22 right here.
Right,
Yeah, exactly. 17's at the lowest spot and the most in the middle, all here, it's closer to 22 feet.
okay, got it.
gutters and downspouts?
Yes, ma'am, all the way around. And that'll be connecting to, I believe, a retention area, a swale, correct? Catch basin as well. Yes, yes, ma'am.
And then the lightning detector, there's one in the park. Is that necessary right at that spot if the park is protected with a lightning detector?
No, we
There
wanted to
is
make sure.
with Sugar Sand,
yeah.
right, Brian?
Yes, there is. We need everybody to talk on microphones. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. If the park already has one, we can take it out.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm
And
just, I'm just trying to get you to the 4.5.
we absolutely, and like we wanted to include video. We thought that was, a lot of cities now are incorporating, because we just finished the tennis center for Fort Lauderdale. We redid the Chris Everett, or the Jimmy Everett Tennis Center. And that was one of the requirements, because they want to be able to live stream all of their tennis matches on each court. And I think we built 20 of them. So I'm like, you know what, grandparents aren't always here. They want to see their kids play or whatever. So live streaming is becoming much more prevalent in facilities. And we want to include that opportunity to you.
Yeah, for me, I don't think that is something that I would want there, especially if kids are going to be playing futsal, with minors being on video for anybody to access. I think we would probably remove that.
Absolutely.
My
It
opinion,
would be
anyway.
password protected. It wouldn't just be random. It would be like for this game,
Okay.
or it would literally be,
Yeah,
if
you
you
know
want the
what?
game
If
on,
you
it's
see
on.
your kid play, just
Yeah.
get to the court, right?
Absolutely.
Watch them next time. Okay, did anybody have any other questions? Nope. Okay, thank you very much. We're gonna be doing Q&A with all of the presenters at the end with the public.
Okay.
So if you'd like to participate in that, you're more than welcome. to do
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Thank you.
for your time.
Formative.
think that could become more effective.
Again. That's too much Brady Bunch.
Oh, is this the, the presentation? Okay, great.
Thank you.
Oh, you just want to hand them down as you walk down?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we'll need one extra for my missing friend here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Guys, there's a handheld mics, 2 of them up there, so if you need to speak, we need to ready, please make sure you're speaking into a microphone.
If I walk over here,
Yep, you can use it wherever you want to use.
it just, right, it turns, all right, perfect. So, good evening. My name is Danny Versetti. I'm the president and owner of Versetti Enterprises. We're a South Florida general contractor located in Miami. We do tons of public. We specialize in public and institutional work throughout Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. I wanted to go through. We specialize in self-performing. We do about 50 to 60% of the construction ourselves, from utilities to plumbing to concrete to a lot of steel. This guy pushes. How does this like?
It should if you point it towards it.
Point it. All right. So yeah, if you want to hold. So on the front, I had on the front cover and in together with our presentation, I was taking a look at the original project. And in the original project, I took a look at let me put this down. I took a look at the overall cost of the original project, and it was very intensive, from foundations to the original design, and trying to figure out how you could still have the same features at an alternative lower cost that's closer to the budget. What I came up with was a prefabricated steel building, a galvanized steel structure that would provide, in lieu of a fabric or a tarp, where you would have to take it down, and then also it wouldn't do so well with heat and rain, is a prefabricated structure that's permanent, and where it will handle shade, it has an overhang, so if it rains, we get 10, 15 minutes of rain, they could keep on playing, versus an alternative like a tarp or a fabric. And it would do better for not only just sun, but the heat. I took the original drawings and
modeled them in CAD and then came up with our actual drawings. So these are 2-scale renderings. And it's pretty much just about what we're proposing ultimately. So what you see is to scale the actual column spacing, the heights, the actual court. That's all legitly designed on the drawings. So it's not a very preliminary rendering. It's almost a construction rendering on it. I added where you have, I gave 2 options. One where you have a steel structure that's a little bit heavier that you can add and you can actually modular it and expand the size. And a second option of the steel option, which is coming up, which is a lighter frame design that reduces our cost from, I believe, 5.5 to a 4.7. And this is an actual steel building we did for City of Plantation, but that one's primed red. It's not galvanized. On this one, it would be the same manufacturer, pretty much the same what we've done already previously with that manufacturer. In the original design, it has the retractable hoops, has a skull card, has the Rinker flooring, has the actual protection on the side, has the dividers, LED lighting, the fans, pavered walkways, pretty much for the most part outside of the structure in comparison to the original intent so a good baseline to start. The alternative on that one is about the 4.7 with the allowances I have included for landscaping, storm drainage, the electrical lighting, the pavers, galvanized structure that would give you a 20-year warranty on the actual building. And primarily, one of the biggest things that is on the next when you go is when you take a look at the original geotechs. One more. The original geotechnical. So the original structural engineer did a geotechnical report, and in his geotechnical report, he found that in the geotechnical boards that the soil's not structurally suitable. So it's not suitable to pass about 20, in some areas 25, upwards of 40 feet. So in his original design, after they did the bores, they found that you needed auger cast piles that are 146 of them that are 24 inches wide, that go anywhere from 32 to 40 feet into the ground. So that's primarily what's driving the cost on any sort of reduced design, because on the building you need a foundation that is strong enough to handle the building on the weight, on the dead load and the live load, the lateral load, but as well as heavy enough to handle the uplift of the 170-mile-per-hour wind. They found that you have to do 24-inch structural auger concrete cast piles. In doing so, there's only a couple companies in South Florida that do 24. One, there's a limited amount that do auger cast piles, and then 24 inches. So the cost is expensive, and the competition for that type of work is very limited, so it makes it even more expensive. I offered, in the geotech, there is a note that says you can use a helical pile in lieu of an auger cast pile. This design would be lighter framed, but you still get an uplift. So it would have to be engineered, but we would use the alternative method, which the geotech says is suitable. And we're doing in Vizcaya, we're doing 120, 130 of them that are galvanized helical piles that look like drill bits that will go down 40 feet. And then that's how we get to our valued foundation cost. What I'm offering to your team is that, because I think that there's a substantial amount of savings in the foundations, but it would have to be engineered based on, we would have to redo the geotechnical, hit the points where all the piles are at, that you would need to do those bores and truly get to what the actual soil conditions are, and then revise the structural engineering drawings. I think that there's a lot of savings in that manner. So I'm offering a GMP with 100% cost savings back to you guys. So if it ends up where we take the 4.7 and this the actual structural for the foundations is less, I would share that, hey, those couple $100,000. The same thing with there's alternative. I think that you can reuse some of the electrical of the Musco lights that are there now. I think preserving some of the court that is there now. I included redoing a whole new court. If we can preserve a good amount of it, we can overlay on top of it. Outside of that is the pavers around can be removed for a brushed sidewalk, a brush finished sidewalk. And I think that there could be savings on using swales instead of a drainage structure for the storm drainage, and maybe reducing some of the landscaping that I have included in that number. So I think you could get into that low $4 million range easily. The warranties, I figured the schedule would be about somewhere around 15 to 17 months, about 6 months for the drawings and the permits. If you can get the foundation, usually you submit the master permit and then you come in with the shop drawings and revise the structural. So it'll give us time to get going on the pile caps. You could expedite maybe 30 to 60 days, working with the building department. The warranties for the building is a 20-year standard. It's a galvanized, all the steel would be galvanized, so it would be able to weather the salt wind. And as well as you would have a 20-year on all the fabrication, on all the parts. We work with this manufacturer in Fort Myers a lot. So parts and whatnot, we could get attic static parts in a couple weeks, where they're pretty much, the panels come already to size. So we can actually have attic stock just in case if in a year, 2 years, it needs to be changed, and the manufacturer's 2 hours away. You just put it on a trailer and bring it in. And that's total my presentation. Open for questions.
Thank you. I just have a question, just so I understand, because you got a little technical.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear on what I think I heard.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of the structural, you say you can value engineer the geotechnical to bring the cost down with the auger cast piles?
With the helical cast.
With the helical.
Helical.
Okay, so what's included right now?
What's included is a conservative reduction using helical. But I think that the foundations, that was a conservative reduction that I did with the time that we have.
Okay.
We would have to get, it's like risk is high. So we would have to get an actual engineer to actually engineer. But I think there's a good amount of savings in that. There's a 6-figure number.
Right, because both of them say auger cast piles in the scopes. And
Yeah, that must have been the type. Yeah, we're using helical.
okay, so it should say helical, because
Helical, yeah.
then the add alternate in number 4 said auger cast piles in lieu of helical. So that's
Yeah,
why I was
it was
confused.
vice versa.
Okay,
The
gotcha.
typo. Yeah, it's helical in the.
Helical in the scope
Helical,
that
we're
you're
doing all.
presenting in each one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our cast piles is not feasible. You're gonna get one company and they're, I think, over 1.2 million to do
Okay.
that foundation work. You have 146 piles that go from 32 to 40 feet. And you just wouldn't have enough, you would destroy the court as well as going around the court to do all these piles. So each one, that's what the original structural drawings had. So you'd have pile caps and piles in all of them, just to do the equipment operating of it and the amount of concrete trucks, the courts would not be really salvageable.
Gotcha. Okay, so, okay. Okay, did anybody have any questions?
Yeah, on the dasher boards, I wasn't sure whether you specified whether you would supply new in your original bid or just upgrade the existing.
No, it would be on you.
Beyond
On you. Anything reusing the existing would be value engineered, and then that savings, if that direction was, it would go back to you guys.
Okay, and they would be acrylic coated
Yes,
from top to bottom, or? is
top to
there-
bottom. It'd be right now what you have is the best stuff.
Okay.
Because I saw some of the panels are kind of being held up by, looks like zip ties, some of them have delaminated. You know, you want to get them to look the same as well.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's,
Okay, thank you. So what you're telling us is that you do not have engineering diagrams for this right now. You would go out and get them.
Yes, we would do. We have the original drawings, the original structural drawings of what the original RCAS piles and the design of that. We have those.
Okay,
And then what I'm doing is I'm taking the amount of helical piles and the distances of the pile caps, and I'm figuring that in. But I self-perform a lot of the foundation work. So once we have an engineered design, I can actually get a true man-hour labor cost
Okay,
onto it.
and we understand, okay. So you don't really have a maximum height and size of this thing. It's still to be designed.
No, the design is on the renderings. It's
Okay.
25 feet on the edge. I think it's about 31 on the top. But no, the rendering is actually based on, go all the way to the front,
So the top tip of this thing is
about 31 feet,
31 feet
and then
the
25
outside
feet.
edge,
25.
25.
No, I have shop drawings as well.
Okay,
So these renderings are based off of shop drawings I've already received from the manufacturer that can be made. What has to be engineered is the actual foundations it sits on,
okay.
but the
So-
building's engineered.
So and I, up until tonight, I didn't realize the foundation was something that we're going to talk about. So I need to kind of absorb a little bit of this.
100%.
To me, it's all, big, heavy cement foundation and whether it's, so you're coming in and really telling us about a detail that I didn't know about until you mentioned it. And I'm not sure we've talked about it. You're the third presenter, so we didn't talk about this at the first two presenters. so-
I know for sure this is a very, I've been doing this 20 years, 10 years in my own company. When I first looked at it, I said, oh, we could do it this number, this, that, the other. And then I requested the geotechnical and the structural information. And then once you take a look at the geotech, you're just like, all right, now we know where the cost is.
And you said, because it's sand is what you
It's basically light gray sand that is on. They did some selective bores and it's on sand that is not suitable for shallow foundation.
Fine. So your proposal is priced accordingly to say, okay, if I have to do this, this is what I have to do.
Yes.
And it's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So this is the price and you're comfortable that that would be your price.
I'm comfortable, yes, at this stage, comfortable with that, but I think that there's savings. That's why I was like.
Potentially. So basically it's this price or lower.
Yes.
So it's not going to go up.
No.
And so we're good with that. And all you have in your proposal, I don't know if you have all the, up and down the basketball courts and all that electronic stuff. All those-
Everything, it has the scoreboard. In the rendering, when you go back.
Yep.
So in the rendering, that's why I wanted to print it out, is you have the retractable basketball. There's a scoreboard on this side, because if you end up doing the pavilion on the opposite side where the bleacher pavilion, you would want to see the scoreboard on that side. It has the dividers you have for the rink, for the hockey. And then you have the pavers, the LED lightings, the fans, and the column spacings all exactly like the shop drawings. the heights.
Did you get the list of questions?
Yes, I did.
And did you include that in this at all or?
The questions on there, it pretty much as I took a look, there was like 30 questions.
Yes.
So I took a look at it and said, well, our original presentation hits on a lot of that.
Okay.
So I wanted to hit on the biggest thing, which I think that I know that the other contractors didn't take a look at, is the geotechnical report and the original structural drawing showing 24 inches. Because if they didn't take a look at that, they're $1 million off. Easy.
Okay.
And I spoke to our suppliers. We deal with all the metal manufacturers and the column spacings and whatnot. And I didn't get any feedback from anyone whatsoever that they were actively looking into the geotech and the structural. So that was kind of my presentation, wanted to hit on that. It's giving you all the high-end finishes and all the spec of the actual finish that you wanted on the original presentation, but an alternative cover that's galvanized, that looks good, and takes into account the structural, which I know nobody looked at.
One of the questions in there, and I guess I didn't see it in your proposal, but maybe it's there and I have to go back and look at it, is the warranties on all that stuff.
Yep.
So-
All manufacturer, you would get 20 years on the galvanized for the building. It's standard 20 years, and then all the manufacturer warranties that are within. You would get a 1 to 2 year labor warranty, and then the manufacturer for all the equipment.
Okay. Okay.
Steve?
Yeah, just to touch on a couple of things that you've already touched on, but I want to make sure I've got everything the way it's supposed to be. As far as the warranty on the roof itself, what would be the warranty?
20 years.
20 years.
20 years. The whole building is a 20-year manufacturer warranty. Now, and then outside of that is the company's in Fort Myers. So if we need replacement parts,
Mhm.
year, 2 years, 3 years, replacement parts are not hard to get.
I see. Okay, and using the helical piles, I just want to make sure I have my numbers right. We're looking at a bore of 32 to 40 feet.
The bores, yes, 32
Yeah.
to 40, correct.
Okay, all right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Impressive, your first presentation, and so you basically redid your first presentation.
The in the first presentation is this one is the only difference ideally is that we got the final renderings of the drawings.
Okay, so, gutters and downspouts.
Gutters and downspouts, they're included. Normally what you do is you either swell or you go to a storm drainage tank. But yeah, it would have gutters and downspouts.
Okay.
The
And
standard,
that manufacturer in, Fort Myers, how long has it been in business?
30, 40 years.
Okay, that,
And we've done, we just finished implantation, about 20,000 square feet, 3 buildings with them.
okay. There's no other alternatives than the piles.
When I saw the numbers of the other guys, the only thing I could think of is that if they were doing a fabric or a tarp, but the problem is that in a hurricane, you gotta take it down, and then number 2 is they become brittle because they kind of mold into place, and you're gonna take down 30,000 square feet, that's elevated 30 feet, take it down, put it in the storage and have to come back and unwind it all. I just don't see as that.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No alternative design of doing a fabric.
Oh,
Outside of metal, that's the only other way that you could save cost if you did a shaded, kind of like a tarp, but that's what I wasn't proposing.
okay, and bleachers, do you have bleachers in there?
Yeah, bleachers from the U-Line spec bleachers that are in the original specification. The original drawings had a specification with a palette of finishes for the pavers, for the bleachers, for the hockey rink equipment, and they're all the same manufacturers.
So with this structure, I mean, it's more basic looking than your original design, I think, but, what color would the roof be? Is that changeable? Is that?
It's changeable. The colors are changeable.
compatible with the
Yeah, they're
art.
powder coated. So they're Galvalume, they're, I believe, 26 gauge Galvalume, and they give you a whole book of colors that you would want.
Okay.
And that could get approved. The actual columns will be like a silver because they'll be galvanized. They could be painted, but they'll be galvanized because if you do prime red is the standard. If you paint them, I think you're gonna have issues with the salt air. So in my price, these are all dipped and galvanized so that it gives you the 20-year warranty. And then if you wanted to paint them, it could give you additional warranty or warranty as per the paint. But they're galvanized, so they're not gonna
Okay.
rust. Unless they're scratched or car crashed into them, they're not gonna rust. They dip them in a tank and they galvanize it so you don't have any rusting issues.
I've had experience that I had columns put in that were galvanized and they rusted, so.
It depends, sometimes they gotta be protected. If they're scratched, I mean, it's a surface, it's galvanized on the surface, you can still paint them. You can
Okay.
still paint them and get the 5-year plus warranty on them.
Okay.
But
Thank
it
you.
gives you a much better option than just red primed.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Just as an FYI, we will be doing a Q&A at the end of everybody's presentation
Okay.
with the public. And there might be some additional questions as
Sure.
well. So if you'd like to stay and
Yeah.
participate.
So we'll wait and then we'll just come back.
Mhm.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I want to state too, for everybody that knows this, all the proposers, you guys can head on, I'm sorry. But all the proposers, the geotechnical report was issued as an addendum and every proposer acknowledged receiving that geotechnical report in their materials, just so you guys are aware. Everybody got it, it's an acknowledgement. Next up, we have RDC. You guys will have 10 minutes. We do ask if you're speaking to make sure you use a microphone just because we're recording the meeting, so it won't get recorded if you're not on the microphone. We have a handheld and one at the podium. The clicker is up there. Yeah.
Which one's preferred, the hand mic or if I stand here?
Either one, whichever one. They're both connected.
Okay. May have to put my glasses on. Ready anytime? Okay. Thank you for the time. We're Recreational Design and Construction, a contractor-led design build team with in-house architecture. And the team that you see, the design build team, is made up of firms that we have had relationship with for the past 30 years. RDC has been in business for 33 years in South Florida. When we approach a project, we try to become the expert. And over 33 years, we have become the expert on a lot of facilities. Our work is design build of parks, recreation, athletics, sporting facilities. So we looked at this facility and we understand that it's basketball, roller hockey, inline skating, and a couple of other activities. So to play basketball in a facility like this, the clear space inside the building is supposed to be 25 feet. So if you want to play middle school and high school, 25 feet. That's why this building is 26 feet clear on the inside of the building, not the outside. The inside is clear. So we also looked at the proposal, the budget amount of 3.8, and we strategically came in under budget so that you could have the front porch, the back porch, and everything that you wanted for your $3.8 million. So we have, our cost breakdown is here. Everything is included. Everything is there. Everything that you asked for in the RFP. Well, I'll keep going. I'm sorry. So our proposal is set up to answer your questions. So if you see the numbers, you have some assumptions. And so I did the proposal in that way. So price, some of our assumptions are that this would be awarded in 45 days. Permitting timeline, we're allowing 45 days for permitting, which is, it's aggressive, but it's a very simple building on an existing site. There really shouldn't be much. There's no Durham, there's no WASA, there's no South Florida Water Management because it is an existing facility. Unknown site conditions, we have the geotechnical information. There's no surprises there. And, we know where the electrical panel is. We know that you have enough service. We know where the water is. There's really no surprises for us. We're carrying your $75,000 for permitting allowance and the owner's contingency of $200,000. You can also see that everything is included. We have 3 big ass fans. We have the 3 full courts, landscaping, basketball goals, divider curtains, motorized containment fencing, and the dasher boards. The value. Oh, thank you. So there was some value engineering questions that you asked. So, if you really wanted to, you could lower the building by 4 feet and save some substantial money. Decreased number of basketball goals. We actually looked at reusing the goals, the gooseneck goals, and avoiding, the overhead. We did not propose that. You could also delete the dividing curtain or delete the dasher boards and refabricate and redo the existing ones. Premium materials. So, we have ceiling mounted basketball goals. They'll buy, J Pro Sports. The divider curtain is by J Pro. We've dealt with them for years. They're a high quality manufacturer. Dasher boards, we've done dozens of these facilities, and we've used American Arena. It's a 42-inch welded aluminum with a fiberglass coating over it, so you get that nice fresh look to it. The large fans are big ass fans. We're using Lithonia lighting, so it's LED lighting, and you'll have a 54 foot candles at the surface of at the sports surface, which is really adequate for even high school sports. And we're using, Paradise Athletic tiles for the surfacing. So basic confirmation, yes, 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 yes. Everything that's in your criteria package, we have. The foundations, the electrical system, drainage, permitting, bond, everything is there. Cost uncertainty, really the only uncertainty is, the time to award, because they're expecting a price increase from Nucor, which is the biggest supplier of steel to the manufactured facilities. And then concrete is expecting a price increase, but we've locked in the pricing for the next 60 days, so that's really not an issue. So we're talking about life cycle, but I've also used this chart just to show you that that is a 25-foot clear for the entire surface, playing surface of the facility, which you need. The metal frames, have a 35-year warranty. We've seen them 35-year warranty, but you're going to pay for the warranty if you want it to go that high. All materials are designed for the salt-rich environment in heavy rain. So this building is designed to handle the weather. Warranty information, again, we talked about this, 25 to 35 years on the structure. The gutters, coatings, 20 to 35 years. And the flooring has a 1-year warranty, and the equipment has 1 to 2, and sometimes we can buy that higher. Risk mitigation, we're a Procore company, which means it's a cloud-based software that everybody can use. I could log you onto it when awarded the project, and you can track the progress of the project. So in doing so, we can get all the players on the same page. So if there's something that, a vendor, not a vendor, but one of the users is thinking about, we get everybody together early on and we discuss how to accomplish that. So there are no owner change orders. Because, permitting is sometimes a change order result if they add things that, wasn't in our original submittal, the code changes or whatever, those are unforeseens. But I don't see an unforeseen based on what we've seen. It's an existing structure. It's there. Just some comparisons. So RDC is in business for 33 years. And we have done over 500 design build projects, not of schools, not of universities, of parks, recreation, athletic facilities. So this building is designed for a exposure Cat C, which is 170 miles an hour. The site drainage, so we have leaders and gutters on the building, which are taken to a swale area, so it consumes the water. So when we do a timeline, we look at procurement, and procurement is the buying of everything. And the lead item to buy is the metal building. Everything is secondary to the metal building. Everything is available within 30 days. The building is what you have to get the shop drawings, get in their production so that we can have that building in 14 to 15 weeks after the order is placed. And yes, we did consider rain delays and potential hurricanes. We have 10 days built into our schedule for such an event. And project management, this is a wealth of experience here, but the key is really going to be Michael. And Michael's here with us. He's our project manager. He is a superstar. He gets everybody together. He communicates very well. And he's easy to get along with and easy to play with. But the entire team is what it takes to bring the project together. We have more insurance than we really care to talk about. So if there is an issue, we have our own errors and omissions policy. We have equipment riders that cover everything. Security, we're going to put a fence around it, an 8-foot fence. We're going to use cameras. And if need be, we have drive-by security that comes by. Cost sensitivity is, if you're looking to reduce the cost, again, you can lower the building, the roof overhang, flashing, dividing curtains, decrease the number of basketball goals or extend them out from the ground. Potential budget 3.25, if you really decided that you wanted to reduce the cost. And why select RDC? This is a proven design build firm over the past 33 years. We have a rich history of working with the designers, and we all know the litigation and the problems happen when the designers and the contractors start pointing at each other. Top management is involved throughout the entire process, and we're offering exceptional value. We know that we are the low number, and it was planned that way. And we have the capacity, the expertise, and the experience to bring this Sugar Sands canopy project to fruition. So we'll take any questions if you have them, and hopefully you do.
Steve, go ahead.
You want to go?
I was just going to ask about the foundation for the supports. How deep do you feel like you have to sink them, and what kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not foundation, but the foundation blocks.
Footers.
Right. Thank you. The footers.
Okay. So the soil report said that there's two means to build this structure. You can build it on a spread footer, or you can do piles. Clearly, piles is a very expensive, not necessary way to build this thing. So we're building it with spread footers. We have a structural drawing. What is the depth of the?
Yeah, the footings are 10 foot by 10 foot by 3 foot 14.
Yeah. So I have a.
Plenty of concrete.
I went too far the other way, sorry.
Say pile, you're talking about an auger pile.
Correct. So they give you two choices to build this structure. You can do an auger cast pile. That was actually option 2. The first one was a spread footer. And that's clearly the most attractive, least expensive option to do. And that's what we are doing. That's our proposal. Anybody else is crazy if they're doing it any other way.
Well, another proposer mentioned helical piles.
Helical piles were not mentioned, but they're clearly a way to do it. It's not necessary. He gave you the option to build it on spread footers. It's engineered. The soil is good. It's not limestone, but it's, good bearable capacity soil.
And how deep do they go?
It's 3'6" below finished grade. So it's a block of concrete, 3'6", 3 by 10 foot in some cases on the perimeter of the structure where it supports. And that basically is holding this thing down. So it's not, it's more of the uplift than it is the weight of the structure. And that's what gives it this 170 miles an hour.
The columns and the roof, how are they combined? How do you?
So these are, all of these buildings that you have been presented today are pre-manufactured buildings. There's like 5 guys in the country, 5 big players that build these buildings. They fabricate them in a factory and they ship them to you. So they're come in, sometimes this is called a bent. And it's chopped here, and then it comes out and you'll get this piece, and sometimes they're both together. Oh, sorry.
It's on. It's on.
So these come in 2 to 3 pieces. So it's called a bent. And you would see a joint here, and then they're bolted together. And then sometimes.
It's touchscreen. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. And then they're shipped to the site and they are erected. And a crane will come in, stand them up. Purlins go on, the cross braces go on. The building is very simple to build. But again, this is a prefabricated structure. Everybody's proposing a prefabricated structure.
And you have a very aggressive timeline to get this done by, if you're awarded the contract by August of this year?
If the permitting happens and you can keep up your end of it, yes.
Okay. When you say you can buy an increased warranty,
Right.
what kind of a price tag do they have on those?
I haven't checked in a while, but basically you're you're buying their liability. So if you want a 35-year warranty, it's available. You know, when we build large competition pools, some of them go to 50 years. You're just paying for it, but it's available.
I mean, is it $100,000? Is it $500,000 to?
I haven't done it in a while. Eric, do you have an idea of?
Microphone. Microphone. No, microphone. You need the
Oh.
microphone.
Going with what you've got, there are three components. You've got the structural system, you have the roof panel and the roof coating. The roof coating is warranted out of the factory for 35 years. The panels depends on whether the W or the R, but they're manufactured, warranted 25 and 30 years for replacement, and the structure is 20 years.
Okay.
And I don't know why they just don't say 25 years for everything or 30 years. But if you award this project to us and you say, gee, we want a 50-year warranty, if we're willing to pay for it, we can get it. You can drop everything down to 20 years across the board and save a few $1,000s. But the package that we've got for Boca Raton, the 20, 25, 30, and 35 that's in the base bid, that'll be terrific for you. And all these components, they're manufactured by Nucor and a subsidiary called MBCI. And MBCI makes virtually 75% of the metal building panels in the United States and North America.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question. She just asked a question about the 8-month process, including the permitting. And you said if we hold up our end of the bargain, I'm not sure what you meant by that because we don't.
Quickly, just it really was. I can do my end. So if you can assist with permitting, expediting, things like that. So
we aren't involved in the permitting. That's with the city of Boca.
I know, but as the owner, you do have, you know, they listen to you more than they're going to listen to me.
No.
They actually don't.
No.
Okay.
So in terms of us helping you with that, that's not part of it.
That's not.
And 8 months seems like a really tight timeline, especially with the city of Boca in terms of permitting. We've gone through the process. They treat us like any other developer. And so I would be very, it's hard to believe that
Time frame, and not to.
it seems very, very short.
My time frame is a 45-day permitting period. So if
Yes.
it takes longer, then the 8 months takes a little longer. So we permitted in every agency. We permitted in Boca Raton a lot of times we use a permit expediter, which helps. So
Okay.
this isn't our first time
Okay.
doing it.
Yep.
And you're using the existing basketball goals or you?
No, we're not.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I said that was something that we thought about.
Okay.
We are not. Those are gone. And we're bringing in the new overhead motorized retractable basketball goals
What are they called?
that they are also glass backboards too.
Are the dasher boards all new?
Yes.
So,
Go ahead.
okay. Did you get the list of questions?
I did. And I tried to build the presentation around the questions. I
Okay.
tried.
So, but some of those are a little bit more specific about the size of the canopy and the height and everything like that. We're trying to make a, better comparison of what exactly we're getting to make sure we have the same thing. So you've addressed some of it.
I'm going to get my closest.
But what I want to say is that, everything's slightly different. So your price, as you mentioned, is a low cost proposal. There's some things that are very different than what others have proposed because they looked at other drawings that we had out there and other requirements that were out there, suggesting that we would like a premium end of different things. Example would be the downspout in the gutters. Rather than going into a swale area, it's going into a water retention area or underground. Is that stuff that you could add into this?
Of course.
you could make it a little bit more robust from that perspective.
Of course, but that's the only thing that I believe that, you know, because I read and I looked at all the other drawings and that other building was really beautiful. Hence the price tag, but
Sure.
it didn't confuse us at all of what you wanted though.
Well, it confuses me because some of it's about epoxy on different things, and it's got a lot of different things. So, you know, some have a lot of things in it and others don't. Just so I can have a rough comparison, the height of the maximum height on the outside versus the center part of your roof, somewhere in there. I know you had detailed plans.
Yeah.
Probably look it up.
I don't know if I can go backwards, but.
Well, think about it. So
No, I have to think too
I'm
forward.
looking for the specific height and then what you have on the outside and the inside. I get it. 25 feet is in the low point.
Hold on.
But I think you said 25-foot clearance.
Clearance all the way through. Yeah.
Yeah, between the high point and.
That's for middle and high school basketball. Recreation is 20 feet.
Recreation's 20.
Recreation, but you're not going to play
No.
high school and middle school is
Only recreation.
correct.
Well, that's something that we should decide.
So the eve height,
We only do recreation.
the eve height is 30 feet.
The what?
The eve, so that's the underside of the outside of the building. The interior clear height, we already talked about, actually 26 feet, 1 inches. Building peak height. Yeah, it doesn't actually have a dimension.
35 foot.
35 feet? Oh, it does, 35 feet, sorry.
35 feet, the peak, and then on the outside,
The eve height is 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so that's pretty high.
Oh, there we go. Here is drawing. You can see 30 feet is the eve height.
And your square footage?
I did. Oh, 19,500. Nobody else heard it except me. Thank you.
Okay, so I think you addressed some of them. It would be nice if it stayed in our format so we can just kind of organize it a little bit. You
I can
said,
hand you my notes.
no,
that I
that
have,
won't work
which
for me.
is,
I-
no,
I've got
question.
apples and oranges of everything.
Okay,
So
okay.
what I'm trying to do is better understand, look, you gave us the low cost bid. Okay, great. But we may not want the low cost bid. We want to make sure that you've priced it correctly to what we want. You know, so we're giving you an opportunity, and that's why we put the questions in there
Mhm.
to define it a little bit. And so we, as a group, don't get to always talk about what we want ahead of time. And we really appreciate the opportunity because it helps us think through what do we want, you know, on this type of stuff. So it is, you know, a lot of money and it's complicated. So staying in the format of the questions we gave you is preferable, you know, because we can then compare
Mhm.
things the way it's needed to be done. So we asked a lot about, I appreciate what you're saying. Nucor is your supplier, I believe,
Correct.
for it, and these are cookie cutter buildings. They're all the same, is what you're telling us?
No, they're not all the same, but they're all manufactured buildings.
All manufactured
They're all
buildings.
manufactured. So the way you design it makes it unique. And we designed it differently by stepping the building back and giving it some architecture.
Okay, and so the footings, though, you're very confident you're gonna use these cement cast footings
Yes.
and that will work. And if for whatever reason you take another dive on this thing and it says, well, that doesn't work, and it comes through the permitting process with the city, is that something that we incur the cost on, or you incur the cost on?
I'm the design builder. I'm giving you a guaranteed maximum price.
Okay,
That price is the 3.35 and change. That covers everything unless you make a change or the building department says something, you know, unrealistic.
well, they've done that. You don't know our building.
No,
department, so
I do, I do.
So
Unless
that's why we're cautioned about the
unless it's
permitting.
a
Everyone
code
says
change-
45 days.
Unless it's a code change or an interpretation that they're making, it's on me.
Okay. Okay.
What's the gauge of the steel for the roof?
24?
24 in the initial proposal.
Just one clarification. You said that the proposal cost is good for 45 days? Is that what you said? Okay, so in our RFP, we did specify that it should remain valid for just 180 days. So I just wanted to clarify that if you
Are
did
you
get
going to take 120 days to make a decision?
180.
Are you going to take that long?
Well, no, we're saying that the proposal price should be good for 180 days. So, I just clarifying that.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
No, I just, as we go through these, I really would like to have a comparable format of the stuff that we've given, so we can really define it, and we don't have that, so it makes it a little more challenging. I don't know. We can talk about it as a group as we get done with this.
Okay. So at the end of all the presentations, we'll have everybody, if you're still here, come back in. We're going to do a Q&A with the public as well, have some more discussion, and then go from there. So if you'd like to stay and participate in that, you're more than welcome.
So I answered your questions. If you would like it, I can hand it to you. If it helps you. So I answered them on,
Do you have a digital version of it? Do you have something? Okay.
no. Actually, not with me, but we do.
No, but I need to be able to send it out to everybody. That's fine. Okay, we'll take a copy of it, sure.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I think that's it.
No, we have one more. Yeah. MBR.
Oh, you're right.
MGR.
Have any experience with them?
I don't think we have any experience with them.
Melissa's out there. She's gonna make a photocopy real quick.
It's fine. I was just.
All right, you guys will have 10 minutes to present, followed by Q&A with the board. We do ask if you're speaking. If you're speaking, to make sure you use a microphone to speak into, because we record the meetings, and the meetings, nobody online can hear you if you're not on a microphone. So we have a handheld mic that's on, and then we have the microphone on the podium, and your clicker is up there. We'll start the clock for 10 minutes, and then our board will have questions for you after. Go ahead, Ken.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to present to you today. I'm Alan Fertel with Walter Zachary Architects. I have with me Mike Boss from MBR Construction and Jugal Ahuja from WZA. So for this project, we put together a great team. Aside from MBR and us as the lead architect, we've got a full line of sub-consultants on board and ready to go. We have great teamwork with MBR. We've done over 100 projects with them since 1989. You can see just a short list of the different projects we've done together. We've exclusively do municipal projects. So we're ready for this project. You asked for some examples of similar projects to the one you want. So this is from the City of Sunrise. This is Flamingo Park, which had 3 new covered basketball courts, 21,500 square feet, and 134-person bleacher. This was finished on time and within budget. This is for the City of Margate, Sports Park covered multi-purpose field. This was one open field with artificial turf, 37,800 square feet, and also a bleacher seating capacity of 275. Again, another project done with MBR, finished on time and within budget. Another project for City of Sunrise, the athletic complex covered basketball courts. This involved 5 covered basketball courts, 35,000 plus square feet, 225 person bleacher. And there was also a community center as part of this project, but you're seeing the photos from the completed port. This is the Sunrise City Park. Again, uncovered canopy basketball courts, 21,500 square feet. Another project on time and on budget. And this is just a couple examples of indoor courts that we've done, really just to show you the forward folding basketball backstops. Now to get to your project, this is a proposed site plan. We've basically taken the one that was in the design criteria and we've shifted the building 10 feet to the north. And the reason we did that is it allows us to save the existing specimen trees along the north and south side, which is a very important feature. And we're providing the bleacher pavilion towards the rear. We've got the entry pavilion on the parking lot side, the 6-foot wide covered walkway, and of course the main hockey rink with 3 courts. And this is all new dasher boards and structure for the dasher boards. Some renderings. This is our bird's eye view looking at the entry side from the parking lot. This interior shot showing the 3 courts with the curtains raised. We've got 3 full-size basketball courts with forward folding goals, the hockey rink surfacing that was in the criteria package, and the 2 curtains divided. And this is a view with the court with the divided curtains down, just to give you an idea what that may look like, and the bleacher pavilion behind it. And this is a street view of the entry pavilion. We're proposing a decorative metal screen to dress up the front, along with 3-dimensional marquee signage. Should give a real nice presence to the facility for the community. We're also providing decorative paver flooring right there on the left side of the entry and some player lockers. We were asked to do a proposed schedule. We're allotting 510 days from notice to proceed to substantial. And you can see the 120 days design phase. We've got 60 days for design and permitting, which is they overlap, so we can get in to the building department, get comments, we get owner review as well. We can do the revisions kind of at the same time. And then we have 90 days for permitting as well. 240 days for construction to substantial, and then 30-day final completion. Some of the project highlights, structural performance, 170 mile per hour wind speed, some of the warranty information that was asked for. Roofing system, 35 years against fading, coating and finishes, 20 years, flooring, 6 years for materials, 3 years in color, which shouldn't really be an option for the color because it's covered, it should last longer. We've included some extra amenities in our base bid price. We've allowed for a cost escalation for metal building, which we've been told begins this month. So we've allowed $100,000, excuse me, and that's already in the base bid. We've allowed $75,000 for drainage improvements. There's some new South Florida Water Management District requirements for water quality control. So we've incorporated that into the base bid price, anticipating that that will become an issue. We've given you the upgraded entry pavilion with, as I mentioned, the laser cut metal panels, the large signage, and the deck, the paving. Because we're moving the building, we're going to provide all new dasher framing and dasher boards, and that will be code compliant. we're elevating the lighting level. So in the criteria, the lighting level was around 25-foot candle. 30-foot candle is what Class 4 training and leisure facility would have. We are providing 50-foot candle, which is the high school recreational standard. And again, this is all in the base bid. And another feature will be hot dip galvanized for the steel building structure. This is critical. We know what the environment in South Florida does to metal buildings. This is a couple examples. Fern Forest on the left, you can see the lower photograph, the galvanized member. It's dirty looking, but looks brand new. It's structurally sound, but the non-galvanized is all corroded. And then the one on the right is Sugar Sand Park, just from last year. Some improvements that were made to repair the structural corrosion. This is two projects we did in the last few years, Countess de Hornley Park and maintenance facility, and Patrick Park playground building. These were also galvanized. We were asked to provide some high-level breakdowns. So those are the values. We were asked also to offer up some value engineering options. This was just brainstorming, reduce the building size to exclude the covered walkways, reuse the existing basketball hoops and extend arms into the rink, reuse the dasher boards on new framing. We could remove the lighting and power to the building and just have a facility that's useful during the day. You could take out the galvanizing from the metal structure, although we would really not recommend that, and remove the divider curtains. Those are just some ideas. We would, of course, work with staff to come up with some additional ideas. So why MBR and WZA? Working together as a team for over 30 years with many successful projects. By the way, MBR has had zero litigation with their clients or their subcontractors, and WZA has had zero litigation as well. 99% of our work is municipal. We know how to get jobs done for our municipal clients. You'll be in contact with the principals the entire project length. We're committed to the scope, schedule, and budget. We have solid experience in both design build and municipal courts and multi-purpose courts. We work successfully with community groups. If there's outreach that's need to be made, we have experience doing that. And we're ready to start your project right away. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Go ahead.
21 seconds. That's a new indoor record. First of all, we've worked with you guys before, and we appreciate the quality of the work that you have done for us in the past. Particular question for this particular project. The footers that you plan to use for the columns, how deep are they going to go, and what type are you going to use?
So we had our structural engineer take a look at it based on the soils report that we provided. So we were looking at 14 foot by 14 foot by, I believe it was 26 inches, 24 inches, 30 inches. Okay. And that's typically going to be 1'6" to 2 feet below grade for top of footing.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons we moved it. You know, those large footings, we shifted it away from the drip line of those existing trees, and that's how we're able to save those.
Okay. Okay. That's good. And you're saying roughly 17 months from start to finish?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a tight schedule, or are you building in for contingencies like weather, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, we always, given South Florida weather, we always build in, you know, some rain delays and whatnot, so that is part of the schedule.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Interesting.
You got a list of questions beforehand.
Correct.
Did you reply and give us those exact responses in that format?
So some of them we did cover in our slides, but no, we did not give you an exact format response.
Okay. Well, you realize it does kind of make it difficult. So what is the height of the proposed, the maximum height on the, to the top of the roof and on the outside of your structure and why?
So the clear height on the inside is
Not-
21 feet.
21 feet
And at the
inside.
peak in the middle, we're at 32 feet.
On the outside to the top of the roof.
That is, let you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so the outside ridge line at the top.
Top
is
of the ridge line is
32
32 feet?
Right.
Okay, and then on the outside, what's the top of that?
21 feet.
21 feet on the outside.
On the outside at the lower end.
Right, okay, good.
Correct.
So inside, you have a clearance of how high? 20
We have at least 22 feet to the top of the curtains.
inside, okay.
Right.
Okay, good. And then the roof structure itself, you have it in green. Does it matter what color it is? Is this is there, from a overall?
The reason we're showing these as green is because we've noticed in the past few years that's kind of the color scheme that the district and the city are going with.
Right.
For a lot of the roofs. So we're just proposing a color. I mean, of course, that can change to whichever color.
Is that a cost adjustment up or down to change the color?
It's not picking purple or yellow, the standard colors, they'll give you a random choice to choose from.
Random choice. Well, all we're trying to do here, is, I'm not a roof expert at all, but at the end of the day, I will be. I'm trying to find out whether I got a white roof or
two.
Yeah, and so it
There's some
doesn't
standard
matter.
colors, right? Some standard color palette that you can pick from without impact.
Okay, and it doesn't affect the warranty or anything like that. And we're gonna get 25 years roughly on the roof?
I believe that's
30 years on the color.
It was 35 years on the color.
35 years
Yeah.
on the color.
Okay.
We were using Calyx on the building, and he's the same guy that did your pickleball course recently.
Okay, they did a nice job.
So you
Appreciate
know
that.
the guy.
Okay, so kind of circling back here on that geotechnical report that looked at the footings and all that. You guys looked at that pretty carefully, right?
We had our structural engineer look at it.
Okay, so if there's some reason that it's gotta be these different type of pilings that are more expensive, because it is it's sugar sand, so it makes sense to me that it's a sandy ground. What happens if you get too far into this thing, you say, well, we gotta have a much more expensive footer. It's not gonna be a cement, I think you said 14 by 14, 36-inch footer. It's gotta be these,
Pilings.
drills. Is that on us or on you?
Abbas and I are like an old married couple, so I trust him because I've worked with him for 30 years. I'm counting on his ability as a structural engineer to do his job, but it's gonna be on me. So at the end of the day, if he's designed something improperly and I've got to fix it, it's design, build, I eat it.
Okay, so you're pretty confident then that a lot of cement will make this thing stay in the ground?
I am.
Okay, that's good. And then just want to go back to that height part of it. So in this height standard, that's good for high school plays.
Yes, correct. High school recreational.
And based on all the ones that you built out there for different municipal parks, high school play, you designed to build you're not going to shorten it and make it kind of a little odd for recreation versus high school. It's worth the expense to have a high school play.
So all the sizes that we propose in our design, they are regulation size, high school court sizing.
Okay, but
height
for other
tolerances.
municipalities, what do? You built a lot of these, it looked like.
We always provide regulation size codes for the other municipalities. as
Build
well.
to high school play or to recreation?
It's high school recreation.
High school recreational. They both fall into the same category in certain code sizing.
Okay, got it. And then the galvanizing of that standard issue, you showed some pictures of our very old footers that we love. They're cherished, but what is it that, should we be concerned about having everything galvanized? Is the metal framing? That sounds like that's a very important factor.
It is important. It'll double the life cycle of your structure. So that's why we included it as part of the base bid.
Okay. And then as far as the water management of the gutters and all that kind of stuff, where is that all going? Is that going into a swale area, into the ground?
We've got it going into our stormwater system. So we'll have most likely exfiltration trench, and that'll be part of this new South Florida water management quality control. So it'll all be tied together.
So in your opinion, you'd have to do that anyway. You couldn't just, put gutters up like I would at my house.
I think as part of the new standard, we're going to have to do that. Yeah, that's the drainage.
So anyone who didn't do that would have to do that.
I
Most
would
likely.
imagine to get that permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's I'm sorry. And that's especially because the code's not covered right now. It's all
Okay.
open. We're gonna cover all of it.
Okay,
So we're gonna increase the amount of water that's gonna be held in on site.
right.
So a lot of that will have to be stored in the exfiltration trench for it to have better quality control and then eventually go into the ground.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah.
On last question, we've also had proposals for like a fabric roof that supposedly comes in parts and lasts for 25 years versus a metal roof, which has the same 25-year warranty, but it's a little less expensive. And, you know, I like a bargain. So what is your feeling on that fabric type roof versus a metal 24 gauge roof with green?
Well, I think there are certain applications where a fabric roof could work well. This is a really large roof enclosure. And when a hurricane's coming and you've got to take the fabric down, most likely.
They didn't say we had to take it down.
Or lose it. It's a difficult proposition and it's expensive to replace. So I think for longevity, you're going to get more value out of the metal roof.
Okay.
Less maintenance. Fabric breaks down over time. It fades. You know, so again, in the certain application, it's great, but I think for this project, the metal seems to be the way to go.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, what's the square footage?
We are, let's see. I have it on one of the slides. I don't know it off the top of my head. There it is. 26,280.
And when you say you're going to hot dip and galvanize the columns, are you going to paint over those two with a, okay.
Yeah, that would all be then top coated with paint.
Well, thank goodness for that. Okay. I appreciate that. Who's going to be the project manager and how often on site
So, for the architecture team?
for the whole project?
Right. So, well, Mike's team, they'll have a superintendent who's on site every day.
Manage most all my work. I have junior project managers under me. So I'm a busy boy. So what happens is I will be head liaison, attend all meetings. As the owner of the company, I stop conversations from going too far the wrong direction. So what I would do is, if you're gonna always be seeing me at anything that's important, pre-cons, final inspections, problems that come up with issues, you're talking to me. I will assign it to, I have 12 people in my office. Each person gets assigned a particular job set depending on when it gets built. And I've got my A's and I've got my B's. So it all depends on the size of the project and when you're gonna do it.
Who's your structural engineer?
They work with him. We usually work with.
We have Saad Al-Haj engineers.
Okay.
We've worked with many, just depends on the project.
Okay. Let's see. The flooring warranty seems very robust and probably, is it what is it, the Paradise tile?
It's the one that was in the criteria.
Correct.
Yes.
It just seems like it's a very long warranty, which, I think it's great. We've had some problems with the flooring here, so we want to make sure that all these warranties are going to be in effect and that, once we get the project done, we don't have somebody coming back and saying, oops, sorry, that's on you. And I'm sure that you're not like that. So, let's see, I think that's it. Erin?
Yeah, so I love how it looks. And I love the entryway pavilion, and that's included in the base price, correct?
The upgrades that you saw.
Yeah,
Yes.
those are included.
The pavilion itself, that was part of in the structure of the proposal. That was an add alternate. right?
Okay, so so we would need to add that on.
Correct.
Okay. I do like the green roof. I think it goes well and it blends in with the trees. And I love the fact that you preserved the trees and you moved it, which makes a lot of sense. You guys have a lot of experience with this exact thing that we're doing. We love the playground that you designed as well. So, and I also love the fact in the proposal that, Mike, you participate a lot in your projects, which kind of tells me that you're a contractor who really believes in the work that you do. And you will back everything up that you do, and you hire good people probably because you're working with them real
I've
closely.
been doing this for 42 years and I pride myself on being a problem solver and I'm a plan reader. I color my plans before I start. I sit down with these guys and sometimes debate, sometimes spirited debate, but we always work out our problems before it gets to be a sure tip. So you don't see a lot of headaches on my projects because we're doing that front end paperwork that it's required. I put a lot of hours in my day. I'm a workaholic, but this is the business I loved. I've been doing it for a long time.
Okay.
So you're not gonna have, there's always headaches. For me to say there'll be no problems on a job site, come on, we all know it's construction, we all know those issues. I think it's how we handle those problems. To say there won't be any problems, I'd be lying to you. There's always problems, but we think that we solve them better than your average person. We think we're user friendly. I think if you check with our clients, you're gonna find that most people like the relationship that we create with how we get things done.
Great. I mean, in my job, my everyday job, I work with contractors directly. So, and we've come across a lot of bad ones and a lot of great ones. But I like the fact that you're very involved with the projects that you do. So, and the fact that you've had no litigation is also like amazing. Yeah, and you also use the same kind of footers for the playground as well, correct? Which is very similar soil to what we're using here.
Right, we had similar footers throughout the playground for all the shade, shade poles for the building.
Okay.
So yeah, you're right in your understanding.
Right. And so just to clarify too, the 20-foot is for high school recreation. The 25-foot is for sanctioned high school basketball. So competitive high school and middle school basketball, but recreational high school and middle school is 20 feet. Just to clarify. Okay, did anybody else have any other questions?
I think the lighting, was there any, did you do the lighting is more elaborate and some spent a lot of money on the lighting? Just expand a little bit on that.
Sure. Sorry. Oops.
There's the back of my head.
Right. So the we've increased the fixture count, right,
Okay.
to provide a brighter level of lighting at the court surface.
Did you have big ass fans in there?
Say again?
Sorry. Do you have any the big ass fans?
Yeah,
They are in there.
3 big ass fans.
Okay, thank you.
And that is the name of the fan.
Yes. We've clarified that with all of the presenters.
In that same spirit, do you have, are you concerned about just the birds and the netting? Some other bidders have said that we should have that. And I guess on the outside, are you having any kind of chain link fence to stop things from going above that or coming into it? Is there think about that?
It's open to the sides. I don't believe we've included any netting, but that is something that we can negotiate and talk about.
We've done many of these. We haven't netted one yet. It's Florida.
You haven't netted.
We haven't. You're definitely gonna get birds, okay, to some degree. We can use the spikes in the normal perch areas to keep them at bay, but it's gonna be a constant, say, maintenance issue. You know, there's always somebody shooing these birds out and they're looking for shade, but you have a park and like kind of hoping they're gonna be hanging out in the trees versus our structure. To say there won't be any birds in the facility, I'd be lying to you. It's gonna be.
One more question. Is it metal fencing that is above the backer boards, or is it like a plexiglass type of barrier?
We propose a chain link.
Chain link
Fencing.
fence, but if we wanted to change that in terms of for aesthetics, we could do that? Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't really tell on the thing, so, okay. Anybody else? No? Okay, thank you so much. So you guys were the last ones. I think we might take a quick break. And then we will have everybody come back if you're okay with that, and we'll do some questions from the public, and any other discussions and questions we might have as well. So please stay if you're able.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So that's.
Okay. Should I need a gavel again?
For another.
Just
Reconvening the meeting. So we'll go ahead and open this up to public comment. And everybody who has any public comment will have 3 minutes. Please state your name and your address. Specific to these proposals that we just went through. Nobody? Art?
Art Turple, 1955 Fairlawn Way, Boca Raton. I'm here as representing one of the users. So I think I have as much skin in this game as anybody. And you know, I've been here before talking about it. First off, I want to thank everyone, but I also want to compliment the staff. You got a tough decision here because you got 5 good choices. And I don't know of anyone else, but I will tell you because it was the latest proposal wasn't public, but the one before, I spent a day and a half driving, looking at these facilities that these people built in South Florida because of the skin we have in this game. And they were good facilities. So there isn't a bad decision here. You know, you guys are Solomon. You're going to have a tough decision to make. What I'm here to ask is, you know, the timing of this, you know, we had some pretty aggressive people and we had some maybe more realistic people that have built in this city. And the truth is, if you look at their bids, all of them were pretty much the same on construction. The only differences were permitting. And for those that have built in the wonderful city of Boca Raton, they realize what this permitting issue is going to be. So it's 15 to 17 months. So I'm just asking you, you know, I think you have the information. Do I have someone I might like, but I don't have a vote. You have the votes. I'm just asking you to move this along. I think you have the information to be able to do that. Whether it's tonight or the next meeting at the latest, there isn't anything else that's going to come out of this because you got 5 great options here. And so please, 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 let's get this thing going. Because of, you know, we lost a little bit of time because of the original design, but these designs are good designs. You've got people from Sunrise to Pembroke Pines to all over Broward County that built these things. That's exactly what we need and want. So hopefully we can move this along, and good luck with your choice tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Art. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. We will close public comment and move on to further discussion by the commission. Does anybody have anything?
Some feedback.
Go ahead.
So I think tonight was a very important night for learning a lot of different things and help narrowing what we would like and what we don't like. And I certainly learned a lot from just what's really important on the structure, just collectively. Individually, we heard from everyone. I don't think I'm as keen on a fabric roof, you know, as an option. So that kind of rules that out. I do think that, you know, the galvanizing is important. I think the high school play is important, a standard high school rec, what you pointed out. So the height is very important. Inside, I think that the discussion around the footers is very important. That's a price point. And we had one bidder who was thinking it's a different structure. I think that's something that we should validate with the city. If we need to validate it somewhere because it's a cost factor for everyone. But we're going with the base case of what it should be. And that's, you know, a significant thing that I think there's knowns and unknowns, and that's something that we can sort out pretty quickly to find out what are we getting into, and I think we should. A number of the bidders, some bidders did a really good job of giving us back the cost breakdown as we asked for. And to me, that's very important, and I'd like to get that cost breakdown. As Susie asked for square footage, you know, hell, that's a nice thing to know. What is the square footage of the roof? That's all we're asking for. I need it on a piece of paper. There's simple things on here about what's your assumption on the foundation in the order of what we gave it to you. So that's important to give a response back on that. And I'd like our staff to just kind of get it simplified in an Excel spreadsheet, each of these proposals for what it's worth before we actually rank it. But I have a better feel for zeroing in on the things that are important after going through this conversation. If we had to do a ranking, we could, but I really would like to recommend that we let the staff get what they can get from an informational standpoint. And then when our colleague, Mr. Rollins, gets back, and I hope he's back soon, has an opportunity to participate in this, and he can watch all of what we did and participate in the voting as well, so we can select it and move on. And I appreciate Art's comments about urgency, but as someone who just gave a presentation today on choices and decisions, there's a couple things that are very good things to do and bad things to do. One thing is to make a decision late at night. You know, when you're making an irreversible decision late at night, another bad thing to do is be rushed into something. So we need to have all the information, and we should take our time to do that. And I'd like to, propose that we, go forward with any more questions we may have for the group or discussion ourselves. By the way, I do like what was important to me is I totally agree with Aaron, the thought process of a slight shift down, saving trees. I'm not a tree hugger, but in this case, I would save a tree in a park. I think it's a good idea. That was very good. I like the design of green and brown. It blends in. I thought that was very good. That's in the flavor of nature. But I also like to be within budget. So as your treasurer, I'm always going to come back to where are we when we're all done with this so that we can stay in budget if at all possible. And if we're not in budget, then we have to change our budget.
Well, keep in mind, our budget was 3.5 to 4.5.
You guys adopted.
We had a range.
You adopted a budget of 4.5.
So it's 4.5.
Proposals came back in that range, yes.
But just because it's 4.5 to our friends out there in the audience doesn't mean we're coming with the check for 4.5. Okay, so you need to come back and give us your price for what it is. And, we're trying to get them on an equal footing. So it's there, but we need to save our money for a field house. So just like you have your everything to spend, so do we. And we get it that steel prices are going up. I totally understand that one. So I think that's a risk we take is steel prices going up that I'd like to kind of take off the table, as well as a permitting time frame. I don't think we can hold anyone to a 45-day permitting time, knowing what we know about the city. The city should be able to approve a simple roof, but they don't. So we'll hope that maybe we can work through it. But go ahead, Brianna.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to say, I guess the summary that you're saying is you would like staff to go back and collect all the Q&A answers, put it in one spreadsheet, and then come back to the next meeting for the ranking? Is that
That's
the direction you're giving? Is that the consensus of the board?
Yes, but I don't think you should have to compile random sheets of paper that people wrote notes on. I would
agree.
prefer if the proposers took the questions like shifted and answered them, so that our staff can compile them, so that Craig can compare apples to apples like he wants to. Because I don't think Brianne should be doing that.
Well, how about I put together what we have and I'll reach out to the proposers if I have questions or need information.
I mean, if we could get another one of these, even I can understand that. So if we could get one from each proposer.
The burden should be on the proposer to do this, not on
Well,
the
no,
staff.
but we've got this.
From one.
From
From
one.
one.
So
That's
if we
what
could
we're
get them
asking
from
for.
everybody, that would be so helpful.
But you're asking me to take that and put in one spreadsheet?
No,
Or you just
we
want-
can
you
just look
want
at-
different
just
from everybody?
Yeah.
Email us.
Is that what you're saying?
I think it's going to come, that would be the best starting point. The proposers give it back, but there's going to be some key features that will decide this thing. And you just got to focus on the key items here. There's 10 questions, I think it was. And you're going to come back to some very key things. And we can find it on here and look at that. So yes, that's fine. It'll work.
Okay.
So is that the direction I don't think we need a motion for that. just a
So
direction.
you do have consensus, Madam Chair, as it relates to the process, the next step in the direction to your professional staff.
The only thing I would add to that is because of the time factor, that we have all this information and we act on it at the next meeting.
Yes, absolutely. But keep in mind, when we're ranking these, I'm not ranking mine based on your 10 key factors. I'm ranking my proposers on the ranking criteria worksheet that we have. So I get that you want to compare apples to apples, but we did a design build, so we didn't specify exactly what gauge steel we wanted or anything like that. The proposers decide based on the budget what they can do. So you're not necessarily going to have exactly the same proposals, exact
Agreed.
from every single proposer.
Agreed with you, but what will come out of that is when we collect all the rankings, it's gonna be vendor A, B, C in that order. But then we also have out of that our priority of what we think is important that says the staff can work back and negotiate with them to the design that we want.
Okay.
So you're kind of doing it through that discussion. Yes. Once you pick it, we'll be ready next time is what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, is everybody clear and proposers are all clear? Do we have any other feedback for them or anything like that?
I remain concerned about the footers. That would be my one question, to make sure that if there's a way of, because I think it's a risk for the proposers, it's a risk for all of us if it's not right. So I'd ask staff to just look into that a little bit more.
All right, well.
I'd just like to thank everybody. This has been more than helpful. I'm a very visual person and this really helped me a lot. So thank you all for coming and taking your time for the very complete proposals on everybody's part.
Okay, so thank you. And unfortunately, we'll see you back in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
No, or
We still have more to talk about.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
Thanks for being
Nice to
here.
See you.
Okay, we are going to move on to number 2, the district office flooring discussion.
Commissioners, I had nothing in the agenda packets because we were working on getting quotes. As you all know, we had the flooring just started popping off here on the second floor, so we need to obviously get new flooring. There's an issue with how it was installed according to the city's engineer. So tonight I was just we're working on getting the 3 bids. I'd just like tonight for an amount not to exceed 35,000.
Is it 35,000 or 45,000? I don't remember.
35,000 is enough.
So
Yeah, I move that we authorize the executive director to expend an amount for floor repair on the second floor of the Swim and Racket Club not to exceed $35,000.
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Ernst,
yes.
Commissioner Engel,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang,
Yes.
and Commissioner Wright.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
I'm sorry, one question on that is,
Yes.
is it worthwhile to at least notify whoever installed it? I assume there's no warranty. I mean,
There is no warranty left on it now. I'm sure they would love to hear from me. I'm sure they would love to hear from me at this
well,
point.
they shouldn't be invited back to anything if they can't do their work.
I think they will be.
All right, closing regular business, and we'll move on to approval of payroll and invoices.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a recommendation for approval of payroll and invoices in the amount of $1,181,347.21.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Ernst,
Yes.
Commissioner Engel,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang,
Yes.
and Commissioner Wright.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, reports and discussion items.
Commissioners, tonight in your folders is a copy of our audit for fiscal year 2025. It's completed with no findings or recommendations once again, so that's a great mark for us. We'll present that at a future meeting, but I wanted to get a copy of that into your hands, and we'll put that on our website per the statute as well. Tomorrow's the Traffic Garden Safety Fair from 9 to 11 a.m. There's no school in Palm Beach County tomorrow for public schools, so it should be a nice event out there. They're going to do the helmet fittings. There's going to be some different groups out there like the police department, the Explorium, and doing some giveaways for kids as well. Bids for North Park are due also tomorrow at 11 a.m. So as soon as we get those and we do a public opening here at 11 a.m., I will send out those numbers to you all so you'll have them. And then we'll start the process of evaluating those bids as well. And then finally, I had the opportunity today to go to my nephew's elementary school for a career day to give a little talk this morning. And I have to say our parks are very popular. When I asked the kids what their favorite parks were, Sugar Sand Park was a very high rated choice for everybody. So I just wanted to say that it was really nice to see the reach of our parks and how they really are the backdrops to so many kids' memories. And that's all I have. There you go.
Just one quick item. I previously mentioned a couple bills pending in the legislature. It's House Bill 6005 and Senate Bill 378 that relate to the district's annual adoption of the performance standards and measures. They've both been stalled in committee since January. There's been no activity. So we've been keeping an eye on those, but there's not a lot of traction this session thus far. We'll update you further once we have a better sense of where they're going, if anywhere. But that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Steve?
Just one thing that I think bears repeating. All our projects, wherever they are in the district, are for the benefit of the entire district. And I think sometimes that gets lost. So for the record, I'd like to reiterate that we do things for as best we can to benefit everyone. If we just built something in one area just for the benefit of that immediate neighborhood, then we're defeating the purpose of the Beecham Park District. Other than that, one quick question for council. The property tax legislation, is that going anywhere this session?
There are a couple proposals that are still on the table. So we're still watching that. I don't have anything specific because again, it's hard to know which one will move forward, if any, but it is still very much part of the discussion.
Yeah, and does the Senate have anything compatible with the
I
House?
believe there's a companion bill filed in both House and Senate. They will require a vote, but we still have not seen which one's going to ultimately be presented.
Okay, thanks. That's all.
Can I just clarify too, just a couple points that were mentioned in public comment, just as a matter of the record on the minutes? There was a reference to a survey that was done, and I just want to note that those survey results are not they're not the quantified results. That's the open survey. So that was where people could get on multiple times and vote and do all that. That was not the statistically valid survey results that were quoted. And also I want to note too that residents have pointed out that the survey, like things have changed a lot. As you know, on that survey was originally done, there was a huge support for P3s to build recreational amenities. Now there's not a big appetite. And I think the resident who mentioned that survey actually brought that up a few meetings ago, that the appetite, things have changed since 2022 a lot. And I think that also goes for recreational needs. So we are working with the city staff on putting together a survey to get out there. But I think it just needs to be noted for the record that that was not the statistically valid survey that was being spoken about.
Good to know. Okay.
Yep. Well, first of all, a speedy recovery wish to our missing person over here. I'm sorry that he's not here, and I hope that he'll be fine and recover.
He'll be here.
Yeah, he's here. Secondly, just kind of building on that point, I'm very proud of the group here and what we have done, particularly in North Park. It's gone slow, but when we look at the P3 who's doing the work out there, as we saw tonight, it's a $19 million improvement out there, and it's significant. And it's a big investment for them. And so I hope that we're bringing an amenity to the community, and we structured it in such a way I think we will. And I think it's also the starting point for all the other things that are out there. So it's coming together. I think it's the right thing because it's for the whole community, not just for the people who live around there, but it's with everything in mind. And we're going to get there one way or another. So it's the traffic garden. There's a lot of fear factor out there. It was all about the traffic garden, how horrible this would be and all that. And you know what? It's a traffic garden, people. This is, for kids on bikes. It came out beautiful. And it's a point that we really can be very proud of. Now, the other things that we put out there are, you know, some are going to be good, some are going to be great, some may not be so great. But you know what? It's really coming together very nice, just like Patch Reef, just like what we've done at Sugar Sand. It's all coming together. And we can't be driven by that fear factor. And I'm deeply sorry if I get upset at people who say we're not transparent. I have never met a more transparent board where records requests are flying all the time and they're giving a lot of information. And here we are late night working on this, very transparent. So it's been transparent all the way through this process. From the time that you and Aaron and I got on this board, it was transparent before that process. It's better today than it ever was. So thank you to Brianne, Joanne, and everyone just for making it as where we're at. I appreciate it.
Okay, so last night I had a request from somebody who plays at the pickleball facility at Patch Reef. They said that there's a lot of glare coming from the east in the morning.
We're working on it.
So
You're gonna have a cost, a change order coming to you. We are working on that very soon.
Well, this person works for the city, so he will be very happy to hear this. So thank you very much.
Well, after the meeting, give me a name.
And speaking of North Park, I think we need to have a cohesive look to North Park, and we all have to start thinking about that look since we're going for the RFP for the field house. You know, what that look is depending on all of us, but I think it should be, you know, it shouldn't be one random architectural design versus, you know, 3 or 4 other buildings that have a different look. So if we could all just start thinking about that and thinking about what we want. That's all I got.
Okay. No, I agree with you, Craig. It's very frustrating when somebody who comes here all the time and hears us discuss things calls us not transparent and puts out false information about us as well. It's very, very frustrating because I think we try really hard to be so transparent at our meetings. So it is very frustrating, and I am really excited about the skate park. I think it's going to be a fantastic amenity, and it might not be something that everybody at Boca Chica uses, but it's not their property. It belongs to the entire Beach and Park District and all the taxpayers that are there. And there will be so many people from across the district who will be using that facility. So I think it's going to be a great amenity. I'm very excited about moving forward with it. And the trails, once we get those going as well. I think the trails, and everybody has agreed that that was the #1 thing on any of the
All the statistically valid surveys.
all those surveys that we've had is trails was the #1 thing. So moving forward with the bids when we get them back, I'm excited to do that. So and so that's it. And hopefully Bob will be home sooner rather than later and back on the dais, right? Right. Okay.
You did a good job, though.
Oh, thanks. Go ahead.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. roll call.
Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
And Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes.
We are adjourned.